Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble Game Master Tom, and this is Adventure 61. We are coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousBards every single Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. And we're also available on every podcast platform as well as a YouTube channel if you want to catch our videos after the show. We had a interesting adventure with a lot of shopping. We got a lot of players excited with some new gear. Alistair is away for this particular episode, but we'll have him back soon. And before we continue on, let's get a word in from our sponsor, Manscaped.
Well, good evening, guys and gals. I gotta find what I wrote to read for Manscaped.com. Hey, it's the Inglorious Bards here, and we're brought to you by our favorite producers of ball trimmers. That's Manscaped. They're the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming, and they're leaving 2021 behind and jumping into 2022 with a new product. That's right, clean yourself into the new year with their ultra-premium body wash. And special alert, use the product code IngloriousBards, all one word, IngloriousBards, and get 20% off your order and free shipping. So, join the 4 million men already trusting in Manscaped. And, let's get on the bandwagon. It's 2022. It might be the season for roasting chestnuts over an open fire. But let's leave. Here we go. But let's leave the burning to the Yule log, the one in the fireplace, not your Yule log. If that's burning, seek medical attention. But let's go into 2022 with hopes and dreams of razor burn free nuts. If the sugar plums that are dancing in your dreams need some holiday trimming, I recommend the Lawnmower 4.0. I've used it. Manscaped has been kind enough to send me a little holiday bag of goodies, and in there was the Lawnmower 4.0, among some other things. And I'm really having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Now I appreciate a well-trimmed bush, but my enchanted raisin Danny loves when my enchanted raisins are well-trimmed. And that's where the Lawnmower 4.0 comes in. I love that it's waterproof. I love that it's got a built-in light to help reduce nicks and grooming accidents, so to speak. And it has a travel mode, and that's what I love the most because it doesn't accidentally turn on in your luggage and get confused for your favorite sex toy when you're going through security on government business. But I'm positive you will enjoy all these things as well about the 4.0 and the other products that Manscaped has to offer. So after you're done grooming your freshly shinied ornaments and they're hanging nicely from your tree, give them a little rub of the crop preserver and our reviver. I don't have the bottle with me. And a spray of it is crop preserver that you rub them with.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Rub them, and then spray with the crop reviver, and keep them taut, keep them toned in your little Christmas gift or big Christmas gift bag, depending on if I don't. Mine's
big bag, small package.
I appreciate how completely comfortable you are with these words. It doesn't feel awkward at all. Christmas bag.
Anyway.
Frantic phone calls at the headquarters at Manscaped.
Yeah. 10 pounds of junk in a 5-pound bag. Anyway. 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped.com. Promo code IngloriousBards. All one word, IngloriousBards. And Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. You and your balls have a good one.
Some assembly required. Please confer with the doctor before.
Oh, it's me! Hey, everyone. So last adventure that we were all here together, we were back literally together again in your Scon. All the defenders got back and saw each other again, and it was tense. At best, there was Sildren had given us a really great speech that really kind of rallied us all, and brought Bali back in with the fold when he was about to sign us off with a contract, and really kind of kept the whole cohesion in there. And as though it were literally a bow wrapping up the package, Palik then gave everyone a sash that really established us and set us apart as defenders, and really kind of connected us almost as a family, which was great because we needed it. While we were in Mirskan, there was a couple of things happening when everyone started getting rest overnight during their sleep. Bali and Sildren and Yaru were all met by different deities or quasi-deities inside their dreams. Keth came to Sildren and blessed him with the vengeful wolf, and the Stonefather bestowed a blessing on Bali with the wrathful hammer. And then Yaru got a visit in his dreams from Scourgeonar, not the winds. And Scourgeonar tried to befriend him a bit and let him know that he's aware of the challenges coming up, and also gave a blessing to Yaru of a visionary strike. But every time Yaru uses it, he will be a little bit more endowed or endeared to Scourgeonar. So he's a little hesitant on that one. The next morning, we were trying to get back together, and Palik and Piercy went out to go into Mirskan. It actually got, I wouldn't say waylaid, but they were set upon by a messenger, a Jan, from the king, who wanted to bring the defenders to speak with them. And on their way to the Castle of the Storm, such as it is, in this dragon-wrecked Mirskan, the people of the town started identifying them and cheering them on and noting them as the Dragon Slayers, and it's the defenders, and really, really building this fandom of people that were all around them, to the point where it was almost a little bit obnoxious. And then it got really obnoxious when they made it to the castle and bumped into no other than Sir Kendall himself, who was there, according to him, on behalf of the Queen of Calvier, and helping to rebuild Mirskan and get Navarre back up to its safe spaces again. After having a really interesting conversation, and Palik stealing a key from Sir Kendall with the name Onirius on it, Onirius on the key, the king sent them away while Sir Kendall and his 20 men are working on rebuilding and getting things ready to go. And on the way out, Palik's Meyer pin started buzzing. And she gathered all the defenders together, and they found Meyer's Emporium, went in, and went on an amazing shopping spree that took the rest of the adventure. And that was everything that we did. So now we have a bunch of magical loot. We have the king behind us, a crowd of fans cheering us on, and we're pretty much back together as a group, finally. That's where we're left off. We don't know where we're about to go, but we're going to do it together, sans Yaru. So without him, let the adventure begin.
A warm sun falls upon the city of Mirskan. People are slowly returning to their homes and shops since the dragon attack, while entire neighborhoods lie in ruins. The Inglorious district, known for its food, drink, and entertainment, has but a single tavern open, the Broken Fiddle. With collapsed walls of stone, half its ceiling lying on the ground, and a single table leaning hard to one side, the tavern is still a welcome stop for our heroes. Bali raises his tankard and makes a toast.
Hey, to good friends, together once more.
And to the bravery I've seen in all of you, and to the heroism you've shown the world.
And to Percy von Skeetenlever, the most adorable and immortal knight there ever was.
To the juicy loot we got at Meyer's Emporium.
and of finding true love in the world of new beginnings.
And to keeping an eye on the past, lest we lose our purpose and all hope.
Everyone drinks from their mismatched tankards and cups in Piercy's ridiculously large flask amongst the ruins of the tavern.
Hey, how come mine tastes like water?
While we have done so much, Bali is right. There are immediate threats to this world.
And we are the only ones who can stop them.
So, what's our next move? Where do we take the fight next?
Scourgeonar and the dead loom over us.
And I've got that key we took from that bastard Kendall.
I hear we are wanting that back, you know.
I sure hope so. And I wouldn't mind paying House Vass a visit for a little bit of revenge.
With that key, I recognize something about the name written on it.
Oh, I think going to Azimir would be pretty sweet. Right? There's like lots of magic and stuff, and wizards and people and magic. That sounds cool, right? Right? This tastes better.
I'm a bit worried about this fella pulled us to his oubliette without a fuss. I don't like no one having that kind of power over me.
Oh, and do not forget about the towers of Skorinar. We found a lot of them, but not all of them.
Yes, and there is much to do in many directions that we may have to go.
Or perhaps maybe we could split up.
Oh, nope. No, he's on splitting up. No-nos.
Yaru has stepped away from the group for a few days to meditate upon recent events and will catch up with the group as soon as he can. The barkeep stumbles over a ceiling beam at the tavern, but manages to refill everyone's drinks.
So, thoughts on where we go next?
I mean, yeah, I just had a great one. Right, Azimir? Magic everywhere.
As far as concurring on one,
Why do you want to go to? Why do we need to go to Azimir? I thought you wanted to get after all the Scourgeonar temples.
That's why I want to go. They've been around for years. The walls and towers of Azimir have been up for so long, they've got to have information about where the rest of the Scourgeonar towers are.
could a temple be down there as well?
It could. They could have one behind the wall, too. That would be two birds in one stone. There are so many places that there could be information, but we know that the towers are old, and a lot of their information is lost. So any place that has a great library, something that really keeps that history, all of the things that we know of from the age of when the Scourgeonar was, we could probably find there. They've got Old Byzrin, they've got Shalorin, they've got everything in there. There's got to be a map of something that tells us where the towers are.
If we're traveling to Azimir, we're going to have to be more discreet than we have in the past.
What do you mean?
I mean that the Wizards of Azimir are, although somewhat in disarray apparently, and stuck with infighting, each individual there has their own agenda and intent, and is dangerous in their own right.
More dangerous than us?
Some. You have seen Callie and Varel.
Did you see Callie and Varro? Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
Do you know her?
yeah.
Okay.
She's great.
She's pretty strong. She's very scary.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Well, she killed me twice. I got better. But she's really... She's
You want me to take
strong.
care of her for you?
I mean, I guess, maybe. We're good. But we'll think about it. Keep that on the back page.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone can make an occult roll, and anyone, what is it, expert level or above in religion can make a religion roll. Ooh, two separate rolls.
Two separate
Two separate rolls.
Do you have to be trained at all to make these rolls?
Nope, just the second one needs to be expert or higher.
45.
What? In a cult?
Legendary, yeah.
In a cult?
I'm actually legendary in Arcana.
Oh,
and
that
because of my,
transfers over.
my transfer information. yeah.
Jesus.
33
33 is great.
for untrained.
27?
27?
What die are you rolling untrained for 33?
The new one.
D100?
45 religion.
For the religion.
Huh.
I've got to redo my
You
math.
like
What is happening? What did you roll? I'm curious.
I rolled a 16.
3.
Like a -7 on the die. I'm so good. Wow.
It's actually a critical failure, but
But it's still so good. In addition to your ideas for Azamir, you also believe House Relmar, who deal with magic, might have possibly some information. On the religious side, there is a slight possibility there might be something in old Stonefather Dwarven religious texts. There is also a temple of Carahel here in Mirskan that has a lot of text as well. And that's all I have.
so you're saying there could be a temple down south?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Well, could you say the first part? I got the Carahel in Mirskan that might have the text. I misunderstood the first part.
Right. You guys were talking about information. Let's go to Azamir. I'm also giving you some other possible locations that might have additional information
Oh.
as well.
Xander, refresh our memory. How many towers have we found?
I believe we found 5. Let me confirm. We've been into the tower number 1. We've got the passage from tower number 2. There's tower number 3, tower number 5, and tower number 7. Meaning the ones that we're missing are 4, 6, and 8. We're more than halfway there.
So we still need to find 3 more towers.
Just said that.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
For reminding us all.
You said it in Shaloran, but you just it's just so fluent.
So we found 5 of them, right? And the furthest one away was the one by Calavier, but all the rest of the other 4 were pretty. I mean, they were centralized into the northwest part of the world.
Yes, ish. We were in Thave. We found one down in Thave.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sylvan Brenner's and
I wasn't there. That's right.
There was one up in Iveron as well, which is pretty far north. We didn't really explore Zarvain. So
you think the magic family here might have? That's what you were saying? Might
yeah,
have
House
some-
Relmar. I have not. I've been into the place once. It was a kind of a cold welcome, but I got a really good vote in, and I could absolutely talk with them about what they have. And their
Yeah, you're like
archives.
part of the council there, right?
I am.
So let's go kick those doors down.
Yeah, we might not have to travel so far to some great information. Temple Kerel should still be standing and have lots of knowledge for you.
Well, I'm still kind of against splitting up. So where do we want to go first, and should we all follow?
Well, I think if you're against that, then we should all go to the closest one here in town.
The Dryan. Chair. He's the closest. Yeah.
No.
What are you
No.
talking
The
about?
temple.
Oh.
We're talking about the towers. He doesn't know where towers are.
He's,
We'll kill him. I'll help you. You and I will make a pilgrimage up there and slay some dragons.
okay. It's okay. I just think it's a little detour.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to House Relmar. Ooh.
Can we come with you?
No, you can't.
Why not?
They're
'Cause you're
really
embarrassing.
particular about that. And well, I don't know. It's been a while. I haven't
You're
been
part
here
of the
like a week.
council, right?
Yes.
What are they gonna? They're gonna stop us?
I'm not really in charge. I just have a vote. They're very particular about it. It's my Nexus key. They want that, and so that's part of what gives me the power. But I'm not technically House.
So you're gonna
Relmar.
walk in there with what they want by yourself. That's what you're saying?
I can handle things. I don't know if they would let you in. You're wonderful, and you're not very magical.
You just have to drink at your own water fountain.
Jesus.
What? That's not what I said.
On behalf of the Inglorious Bards, we do not condone. Bali does not speak or represent.
I, however, am magical and should be able to accompany.
So's Bali.
Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's try. I can't bring an umbrella to a brainstorm. Let's go try it.
I can do a cantrip.
No, you can't.
I can.
No,
I can. It's right.
don't lie.
It's on page
We know
7 of my
better.
character sheet.
And I have other ways of getting in.
Well, yes.
Temple Kerahel is a lot more friendly. Accepting.
Not untrue. Temple Carol's pretty great.
We are here though, and in the city, and
Isn't the temple here as well?
I thought we were talking about the temple in
Edmund
Edmund
Home.
Oh,
because that's where the big library is,
okay.
which is close.
Yeah, there are three of them. And they, as far as you guys, 45 religion roll? 45. They also,
four.
there are 3 of them, and they have different books spread out for different ways and for different protective measures or for different purposes. So it's not just one library.
So there's one near Edlin Home. Do we know where the others are?
Yeah, you've been pretty much to them. There's one here in Mirskan, there's one in Edlin Home, and then there's like 2 books underneath where you guys met that weird Friar Tuck in Tavern.
In Tavernary, yeah.
Yeah, and what it sounds like is that the subjects of interest to us might be at one of the 3.
So we check.
Yeah, well,
We're in Mirskan. Let's check out.
yeah, we can definitely check.
Well, let's go. Let's go see these wizard friends.
All right, I will. I'm gonna go to the House Relmar and see if we can.
But I don't want you going there by yourself.
I can handle myself.
He and I will be
Okay.
safe together.
In Bali?
We can all go. If you want, I'll try to all
Why
go.
don't you 3 magic fuckers go, and Piercy and I'll make ourselves useful somewhere else.
Oh,
That
I
scares
like
me.
this idea.
That scares me a lot.
It's weird.
Probably scares you
All
differently.
right, let's go ahead and let's try it. Let's go to House Relmar.
Okay, you guys head out to House Relmar, which is in a very nice district of the city of Mirskan. This district has not been touched much by the attack, but there's still not a lot of activity. They don't have a lot of working peasants attending to their yards and their courtyards, and the restrictive guards who have kept you at bay or kept an eye on you are either not there or don't stop you guys in any way. You now have a much larger reputation than you did before, or at least Zanner can note the difference, as I think you're the only original who's been around.
Sildren's been
Sildren as
here,
well, yeah, all right.
I mean,
I keep thinking Sildren's still like a midway point character, and he's not. He's like freaking what? Like
Episode 5.
yeah.
yeah, Sildren's been second longest now.
Some time.
Yeah, we're pretty much like 98%.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Killian who?
you head to the House Relmar. It is a building that is made of very ornate stone with lots of pillars. It has a very low fence that looks like even Palika could just hop over it. It has a cared for lawn of different bushes and shapes of strange magical creatures like a phoenix or some fairy type creature. There is also a little pond that has water that rises upstream and disappears in an interesting little magical fountainway and makes little twinkling noises. And then there's a stone path that cuts through this little gate. And again, it's like a 3-foot gate that goes to the huge, awesome, awe-inspiring doors of metal with all sorts of cool glyphs and symbols on it. And then this pathway, there's a ginormous crater of destruction that's in the middle of it, maybe 40 feet, 50 feet wide and 15, 20 feet deep, and has just blasted out tons of stone and earth. And there's a huge mess to the yard area of this guild house. And
Weird.
all 5 of you are there.
Wonder what happened here.
I think it might have been a dragon. Hail guards! We passed them. We just walked past them, or they're stopping us.
Guards are just out on the streets. There are no guards here at all. You guys are at the stone little wall fence thing.
Great. This was blocked before, so I think we're fine. Come on in.
Zanner smacks right into some little magical force field blocking the stone gate.
I could have seen that coming, probably.
Is there a problem?
No. It's just they're very reclusive. There's a barrier here, an impenetrable wall. Yeah, you know what? Let me try something. Zanner reaches into his pack and pulls out his Nexus key
Okay.
and touches the Nexus key to the barrier in the doorway.
All right. It rubs gently against a magical force field.
Cool. It's still there. I wasn't sure if it was gonna let me in or walk through. Is there a
Speak, friend, and enter.
is there anything that is also glowing when I hit the force field? Do I see a rune, or is there any other like a squawk box somewhere or an intercom?
Make an arcane roll. Your target number is 35. 36 is your target number. Deal with that.
Okay, 43. Damn it.
You see, yes, there is strange little runes that appear that you believe will summon someone on the inside.
All right. Zanner will press them, the runes.
And press them, and ding, 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 ding,
This is the one, I'm pretty sure.
You press some little symbols that light up and then fade away, and all of you just see this field. And the door opens slowly.
While we're waiting, I've cast Iron Gut at 3rd level.
Iron Gut.
Correct.
Okay. We'll keep that in mind. Out comes a wizardy-looking fellow with some horn-rimmed glasses, very thin hair that's barely hanging in there, a frumpy-looking robe. You've never seen him before, and he comes shuffling out and looks across the way, and he stumbles over and gets on the other side of the force field, not changing it in any way or opening it, and says, "Yes."
Hail! I am Zanner, keeper of the Nexus. These are my companions. This is Bali, and this is Sildred. We are the defenders of Varen. We're here because there is a dire threat of Scourgeonar and undead that are coming at us, and we need to find out where the towers of Scourgeonar are. Technically, the Scoriel Towers, but we are looking for them. It's a tower with a star on it and a sword down the middle. And we believe that there's 3 others somewhere else in Varen that we need to find, and we think you might have information for it. Can we come in?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
What was your name?
I'm Zanner, keeper of the Nexus.
That sounds
Defender of Varen.
sounds
I'm
familiar.
a champion of the Great Wolf.
That doesn't sound familiar.
What?
Why are you coming here? I am Beckler, keeper of the door and keeper of the 3 keys.
Are you not some sort of council member here?
Beckler, I am the keeper of the Nexus, and I am a council member at House of Relmar.
He thinks. Make a status roll.
Status roll?
Roll whatever die you would like to roll.
You should do a D4.
I'm going to make an arbitrary decision, whatever it is.
Whatever die you want to roll. Let's see how well you roll.
Give him a better chance with the D4.
Wow, D4s are a pretty higher chance. I'm going to use a very fancy D12-sided D4 for a 1.
Never heard of you. And he turns around and starts shuffling back towards the door slowly.
What? Hang on!
Sir.
He turns around and comes back. What? Oh, who are you now?
Because you said all 5 of us are there, right?
Yes.
Okay. I
You're Fluffy.
I am Sir Percy von Skeeton Lever, and I'm here on behalf of King Phaon to talk to you. And this here, he's the one who has the power, like He-Man. So I think you should talk to him and let him in.
I was granted access by Impetor.
You know Impetor?
I do. He hates me, but he grants me access because he knows who I am.
He does not hate you anymore. He points at the crater.
Oh. Sorry for your loss. You're the keeper of all 3 keys? Are there any others that stay here of House Ramar?
There are many here now, yes.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
We're having a discussion. It's private. For guild members only.
I am a member of the guild.
Make a status roll using any die you would like. The higher the better.
Higher the better. It's going to go for a big roll here. I did roll a 20 and I got an 8. I feel like this is important enough to use a hero point for. So I'm going to try that.
And can anyone think of any higher die he might possibly roll?
I could roll a D100.
Go for it.
Does that work? I can do
Sure.
that? Let's do that.
I would kill for that to be a 7 or less.
58.
58.
Ah.
He says, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you, Zanner. Come in.
Okay, thank you.
You and 2 of your closest companions, those you cherish the most above all others, may come in to this special
Piercy
meeting.
just starts walking.
Whoa, buddy. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Do we need to roll initiative now?
Oh, I slowly pivot towards Zanner.
Xander
yeah.
turns around and
The
stares at everyone in
reward
the
challenge
face.
in Survivor.
I give you a rose.
Bali, will you take Piercy to the temple to look at the other books there while I take Palik and Sildred in to investigate here?
It's smooth.
Wally, appreciating this deception, takes Piercy and agrees to walk away.
Okay. You 2 head off to the Temple of Carahel here in the city.
Temple of Carahel.
All right. This man named Beckler waves his hands and puts a small little magic glyph that appears upon the collarbone area of each of your upper chests that glows faintly and says, "You may proceed."
Someone's getting some PTSD from having had that happen before. Yeah. Very uncomfortable about that.
Xander has no idea why you're sweating and walks through.
All
Come
right.
on, Palik!
Oh yeah.
Sildren starts biting at his arm.
It starts itching.
It's not mine.
He wakes up every night saying that. You enter through the force field without any issues whatsoever, walk through grass around this giant crater, and make your way towards the door. There it's open slightly ajar, and you guys are let in. It is a darkened foyer. Beckler closes it with all of his little strength. The door closes with a big clunk. It's dark inside. He takes out a key and locks one of the locks, and takes out a second key and locks the second lock, and takes out a key and locks the third lock, and then puts all 3 keys underneath his robe and says, "Follow me," and starts doing this strange dragging foot limp as he makes his way towards some corridors and a doorway.
He's Zanner.
Yeah.
You want those keys?
No, we don't need the keys. We're just here for information.
Okay.
Because I got his spine.
His back is to me. What do I do?
I'm going to steal that limp. Hey!
You took my swagger.
No, I walk all normal. All right, you follow him into a room. You can hear there some strange chanting type noise. You go through a door that he unlocks once and unlocks twice and unlocks a third time. Ushers you in as the door creaks open. This is a old school British prep school type thing with the wooden benches to sit on and the long desk type bench things, and there are probably 35 robed men and women here that are all saying phrases. However the law is how the law is. Weird, confusing mantra, brainwashing type things. And they have big legal-looking books in front of them, and they're reading from it and turning the page. And there is a guy who's in the teaching type position who is saying, yes, and the next. And they all say it. And you guys come in. The door closes with a loud thunk.
And the law is, the law is.
And and then everyone stops and looks as they hear a click of a lock, and a click of a lock, and a click of a lock, and everyone stops and looks at Sildren, Palik, and Zanner. And Beckler says, "This is Zanner. He is a member of the council."
Hail! Zanner the Sorcerer of the Defenders of Varan, Keeper of the Nexus. We're here for information on the Towers of Scourgeonar.
The man standing at the podium area down below says, "I am more grip. You are interrupting an important meeting we have. Yet you are a member of the council. And can someone confirm that?" And someone goes to their book and checks. "Yes, I see there's a Zanner.
That's me!
You are the only
Your real name's Zanner?
You are the only living member of the council."
I'm happy to serve in any way that I can. We are.
Ooh, he's gonna serve. Oh yeah, serve.
I can help with
There might
votes
be
or
some
decisions, and
councilships
currently
coming up.
we're in the need of some assistance. With
We
research.
have decided to dissolve the council that you are a member of.
But it's me.
And in place, we will select a new leader with a new form of control as decided by Lyricale's laws. And we are having challenges in deciding exactly what is the legal precedent to allow us to select that. And someone says, "But there is. If a council member is here, they can select the replacement for the dissolution of the council." And Morgrip says, "Your timing is perfect."
Good for me.
And the younger wizardy person comes over to Morgrip and hands him the book there. "According to the third book, it says that you are the speaker, and you must select a new speaker, but you cannot select yourself.
But I must select a new speaker?
Before the twilight ends, yes.
When does the twilight end?
8 to 12 hours, depending upon how many people are here."
Is it of today's time, or are we talking about solstice? When is this happening?
Everyone's staring at you.
I've been away for a while, and I'm not completely versed on all the books that we have going on here.
You must select the new speaker, and they will represent us for many, many years to come.
How does one go about selecting this? Are there applications?
Do you have a finger?
Yes, I have a finger.
Wield it with the power given to you, so we may strip that power of your finger away and lead fingerless without you to grow the guild and house far into the future. Point with your finger and show us whom will lead us."
Zanner points to Palik.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Hello! Are you sure? You have another finger.
How many fingers? It must be a member of House Relmar.
How does one become a member of House Ramar if not by becoming the speaker of the house? I would say that is a pretty good initiation.
They must perform several grand feats of magic.
Now we get to it. Which grand feats of magic must be performed, and should they do it before I point the finger?
Yes.
Then give me those who have feats. You need to do this on your own. I'm busy right now. Someone present the feats of magic to me. Blake, you gotta get out of here and find that book. I can't move. I'm really, really stuck in this. This is really important, apparently. Someone find me a magic thing to do so that I may point and be fingerless and get away from the council as it shall be dissolved, according to here two weirthins and here twos.
They all start looking and mumbling amongst each other. Morgrip says, "You are confusing and odd."
yeah.
Isn't that don't you have to be confusing and odd to be a wizard?
We have gathered all the members of the house here. The door has been locked thrice. You must select.
I just thought that happened every time we went into a room. I get it now. Okay.
And then we will light white smoke in the chimney to declare who has been selected. It will most likely be a white man.
That's okay. I feel like there's other options out there and allow some diversity and equality, inclusion, and maybe some belonging. That would be great. Let's take a look.
We don't do that here.
Without pointing to all of you who are strangers to me, and you claim to be powerful magical wizards of all sorts, I need evidence of who could be a great leader, who could be a speaker of House Romar to carry on the name for multiple generations.
I can, says a young wizard who stands up just a few feet from you from his chair and casts a shield around him. Big dramatic hands.
He
looks great.
Get him.
That's potential right there.
Watch the finger. Yeah, just put.
Starts picking
Just
his
make
nose.
a fist for now.
For a while.
You besmirch the picking.
So, like, this is just like a council chamber?
No, this is a student room,
Okay.
training room.
Like a room of requisition, like desks and whatnot. And there's not like tomes or articles or anything
Nope.
back there.
All right, here.
Can anyone do better than Shield?
Everybody should do their best magic trick.
There is a pause. And then someone stands up and they throw a spell across the way that causes the stone wall to start to melt and drip into water and fade away and show a little bit of daylight beyond. Someone else stands up and throws a crackle of lightning up and hits a light, and now the light starts crackling with lightning over and over. Someone else stands up and they cast a spell that puts darkness over about 20% of the room, blinding other people who start screaming, I can't see! And it gets really loud. Someone else casts a spell over at Sildren, make a willpower save.
Losing patience with this to start. 41.
Oh, and Sildren does a strange dance for about 12 seconds. What's the dance that you do uncontrollably? Some sort of ditty? I see.
With no smile.
The minor spot.
With finger. Someone else summons a strange little imp that goes and starts going around, and then more spells are cast and more, and there's all sorts of chaos. The guy Beckler with the 3 keys is next to you. He's ducking. You guys are ducking. Some strange bolts of flame fly overhead. There's weird twisty things. There's an image of some other location, and everyone's like, watch this, look at this. Oh, what are we doing? Ow, I can't see. And it's just chaos everywhere. Morgrip's trying to get everyone's attention, but no one's listening.
So the wall that melted, how big of a space is there? Is there enough space for Pleek to get out?
Absolutely.
Amongst the chaos, Pleek's gonna let these two know, but get the fuck out.
All right.
Zanner scans the room for anyone not casting spells.
There are just 2. There's Morgrip trying to get everyone to stop. And then there's the 3 key master of Beckler next to you.
Okay. Letting more grip cast it down, and I will over the top as well. That's good. Did it.
Make a diplomacy roll to see if anyone's grievously injured before you're able to get them to stop.
What? That's not terrible. That is a 39.
Okay. You do hear a couple, ah! And some people are lightly injured, but you're able to get everyone to stop, and you hear, staunch the bleeding, and everyone gets quiet.
Staunch the bleeding. Beckler, why weren't you casting any spells?
I am the master of the 3 keys.
And therefore you don't want to be speaker?
No.
Good. Morgrip,
Yes.
why didn't you cast any spells?
Because I'm trying to keep the chaos down. You are quite chaotic.
Yes! Magic is chaos, Morgrip. The idea that we try to attempt to control chaos is itself chaotic.
No one listen to what he is saying unless he is deciding the fate of our house.
Spoiler alert.
If one tries to use magic to control, all they will find is disorder. It is a natural state of things to be in disarray, so to gain control of it has to be done through chaos.
Soldier, make a fortitude saving throw. Willpower saving throw. Willpower saving throw.
Good. 46.
All right, you see this young lady who casts a spell on you, cast it again, and sorry.
Yeah, Solderin's like definitely. Unfortunately, I don't actually have intimidation as an ability, so I'm just gonna.
Well, you do have that kill everyone within a 500 foot.
I do, and don't think it's not in my back pocket right now.
That would be. This is Anakin walking into the room.
Whoever lives is the council.
Zanner says, I think I've decided. The council should be dissolved. And there should be no more control over House Relmar. It should be a democratic position. You will rotate who is in charge. There will be an electoral process. You'll vote through it, and you'll be able to keep your control for a certain finite amount of time. And then you will have to give it to someone else. This is how we will be able to maintain order and stability without potential chaos of one control of wizards.
My diplomacy badge is like glowing in the red bar. And we will, as a union.
Zanner, you are suggesting something that is the antithesis to all of their laws and beliefs. This is not possible unless you are so incredibly persuasive. I'm going to need you to make a diplomacy roll. Your target number is going to be an extremely challenging 45.
45. Okay. That is not impossible, but it's really close. It's really, really close to get there. Oh, wow. 17 and 26 is 43. Oh. 42.
You hear someone you've never heard of just go, is he stupid? That's not even part of the laws. The one who is smarter than you has spoken the truth. We must follow the laws. Now use your finger and use it wisely for once in your life.
Finger. Beckler.
The whole crowd's like, whoa. And Morgrip says, perhaps there's a second option you would like to select.
Democracy.
I gave you 3 options before this. This is the one that fits the laws. This is the way it should be. Beckler.
Beckler says, oh. And the place gets quiet, and Beckler standing there, I don't know what to do. And then people kind of shuffle up to you and Zanner, and then they kind of shuffle by you, and they can't get out the door. And then Beckler goes over and starts slowly unlocking with his janitor keys. Palik, you were doing something?
I was gonna try to. I'm assuming everybody's here, so I was gonna go try and look for the library.
Okay. You are down in a lower section. You have found a door that creaks open, and inside you see a library of different books and stuff. And as you step in, you trigger a glyph trap that fires off a huge, nasty bolt of lightning that's very thick and blasts from 2 different angles to get you. Make a reflex save of 39.
Is this considered a trap?
It's a trap.
40.
All right. You are hit for 25 points of damage.
Aren't all your reflex saves critical successes?
Yeah, that would be a
You
critical
take
success.
no damage and take no
thank
the
you.
other penalty I was just about to bring up. You tumble out of the way with ease, and you're standing there quietly and are alone. And this would normally be bringing lots of attention, but at this very moment, Zanler's wielding his finger immediately
Zanler,
above you.
yeah.
What are you looking for
Um,
here?
This Pleek's very much out of her element. But Zanner did tell her to go look for what we're looking for on our own.
And what is that?
If anything mentioning old Byzron. I think she's seen enough of it that she might be able to she can't read it obviously, but maybe that's
So you're gonna pick up a book at random and see if it has
no,
any
I'm
mention
gonna
of old
try
Bison
and
in it?
I know this is stupid for Palik to do, but she's gonna do it anyways. Gonna try.
All right.
I assume looking for anything written in Old Bison.
Yeah.
Make an occult roll for me.
24.
You spending quite some time when you hear sounds of disappointed murmuring getting closer and closer, and apparently the meeting has been adjourned. You have found nothing of interest of any kind and are still in the table contents of the first book.
I'm still gonna stay there.
Okay.
What are they gonna do?
All right, you stay there. You are now through the table of contents deeper into the book, and you hear someone come down the stairs, and there is a young woman there, and she says, "What are you doing here? You're not allowed in here.
Why am I not allowed here?
You're not a member of the house." And she casts a spell upon you and says, "I need help in the library." Make a will saving throw.
And do a dance.
37.
37. Describe the dance you are doing for a full minute.
And describe it for a minute.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the old Russian, kicking the legs out.
Da, 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 da. All right. You start doing that dance uncontrollably,
Yeah.
and several more wizards of House Relmar come racing down into the library and casting some more spells. Make another willpower saving throw.
Ooh, that's very bad. 30.
With a 30, you are locked away in a prison of your own mind, and you are locked in a stasis, stuck with one foot up in the air, balanced with your arms crossed, and cannot seem to move. Who else is left in the group? Sildren and Zanler, you guys hear this as well. There's a lot of commotion going
Yeah,
on.
Zanner runs towards the commotion to try to quell it because he's got a pretty good guess. What
You're
happened.
down in the library. You see Palik is there, locked in a frozen position, and they are now drawing glyph ritual around her for some sort of permanent spell.
Stop! Stop what you're doing right now! This is a guest of House Relmar! She is here for research! That's why she is in the library! Did anyone ask her what she was looking for? Anyone!
Morgrip is there, and he says, she should not be here, nor should you, pointing at Sildren, nor should you, pointing at Zanler. You are no longer a member here, as you have been dissolved and removed.
Because I agreed with the pointing of the finger, but we're here for one question. Then we will leave House Relmar for good.
Make a diplomacy, 39.
Ooh, that's it. That is 26 and it's 42.
He says, bring her and someone grabs onto you, and you, almost like a statue, you fall over, perfectly rigid, and dragging you on the ground out of the library. And
That'll be enough of that. Sildren will take Palik and then drag her across.
Morgrip stands there, and about 6 of the wizards stand there. Ask your question, Zanner.
Where are the locations of the Towers of Scourgeonar?
He looks and starts chatting with some other people and says, we have no idea.
Any information about the Towers of Scourgeonar?
And you have an entire library at your back.
The Scoriel Brotherhood of the Old Bydron period.
Give us some time and we will research this. And then you will never return here again.
All right.
Define time.
Tomorrow morning.
We'll be back tomorrow morning. Thank you for your help, and good luck for all of House Relmar.
And I will say thank you for your finger. And off you go.
And off we go.
All right.
Sildren gives the girl casting the dance spell one last evil eye before he leaves.
Yeah, is Pleek still frozen?
By the time you get outside and past the force field and drag through their courtyard, you are finally unfrozen.
That was not great. What happened? I left because I thought it'd be a good distraction, but I'm dumb when it comes to old Byzron stuff.
It's okay. It's not your fault. We were trying to get information out of them.
So what happened? How'd you get out of there?
I gave up my control of the council that I never wanted. So that was
Did you make them
lazy.
do anything dumb?
I mean, other than a bunch of spells that they were casting, and then I gave it to somebody that they didn't want to have it. So
You should have had them fight each other.
they kind of did. They're not good at it. A lot of
Well,
few
yeah,
people
they're-
got hurt.
Yeah.
But
they're
we'll hopefully get
wizards.
some information tomorrow, so that's a win.
Tomorrow? Okay.
In the meantime, we should gather our friends if we can find them and just go straight to the Temple of Karahel.
You should know where they are, right?
You know.
Yes, I'm sure I know exactly where they are. I'm sure we talked about this before they left.
Don't you always track all of us?
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, actually, I know where everybody is.
Find
so
my iPhone?
yes, I have
Find my cleric?
my cleric.
I have the party low jacked if
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
recall.
Sure.
So using status, I know where Bali and
Piercy?
Piercy are.
We're
behind
you.
Creepy. So we'll start heading in that direction.
All right. You pick them up at some tavern where they were supposed to go straight to the temple, but you pick them up at a tavern. The 5 of you go to the Archives of Karahel is the name of this place. It is a low building, almost like a Washington, Lincoln Memorial type thing, if you will. Low, maybe in the shape of an E with lots of pillars that have places for lots of the religious people to help disseminate information to the public. And there are lots of monks in the Karahel robes and colors there. And the 5 of you are there, and after some brief communication, you are taken into the entrance. You are taken to the right into a small chamber where there is a urn of stone with some holy water. You dip your hands and cleanse your hands in there, and then are ushered into the high priest's chamber. You are introduced to High Priest Norgalith, a friendly-looking older man in some not too fancy-looking robes. And he says, welcome to the Archives of Karahel. We are honored to have you here.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for having us. I'm doing the speaking now because I'm more in tune with what's going on with the holiness. Not random magic groups.
They don't want me to make occultism rolls in the air. They're really upset about it.
High Priest, I'm emissary of the Shadow Hall and acolyte to one of the high priests of that city. And
You are very well spoken.
I was trying to remember the name. I couldn't. We are in need of some information, and it's well known that the priests of Kerahel have access to vast amounts of it, and we seek your help. We all seek your help.
Well, you are known to us for a long, long time. Your deeds are known to us. Your accolades are known to us. Your former ally rests within our walls. We are certainly at your disposal. How can we be of service?
We are looking for information regarding the towers of Skodrenar.
In what manner? What can we find for you?
We need to find the actual towers.
There are 8 towers of Scoriel, I believe. We have found 5 of them, and that is the key to unlocking or perhaps saving Varen from what is currently befalling it.
Do you know of a particular book name?
How many brothers do you have in this temple right now?
I would estimate 25, perhaps 30 today.
We don't have a book name, so we'd need to narrow it down. At least right now, it don't have a book name.
Wait, I'm going through my brain. Hang on a second, let me see what I can find.
Bali is going to use his ability, Shameless Request.
Okay. Tell us about Shameless Request.
Shameless Request. When you request something, you reduce any DC increases for making outrageous requests by 2.
Okay.
And if you roll a critical failure, you get a failure instead.
All right. Make your outrageous request.
All the brothers, stop what they're doing right now and look for Scoternar's towers in all your libraries.
All of them?
It's outrageous. Dare I say shameless?
Make a diplomacy roll, please. And the difficulty number is going to be, I think 39 is pretty damn high. Let's make it then 37.
37. Okay. All right, here we go. That is a 39.
Okay.
Wow, wait it.
This is very unusual, but of course we will help. We will have everyone scour all tomes for any mention of this Scourgeonar. We will begin at once.
And I promise I won't abuse this power past this point.
And they start to search, and they go to and fro. They lead you to one of several metal lifts that descend down beneath the building and beneath the city where the true archives of Kerahel lie. There you see rows upon rows of huge stacks of books, shelves of books as far as you can see, and even with 25 to 30 priests in their robes running around, they still are dwarfed by the massive spaces. Some young guy comes about with a couple scrolls. I see some mention of it in a poem, and no one seems to believe that. They're running back and forth, and the high priest Norgalith says, how quickly do you need this? We can work through the night.
If we could get it by tomorrow morning, that would be great.
He says, I will focus on that immediately with all of my people. Another priest says, what about the stacks down below? And the high priest says, yes, there are some more specialized books of natures that we keep very close and protected. Do you think the text you're looking for is dangerous?
Almost certainly so.
But that would be a very shameless request to look at such a place.
But I've made it already. Can I do it again?
So this is only allowed with very well-known priest to our faith. You can make a diplomacy roll. This would be a 36, which would then be a 34.
Okay. 36, which would then be a 34. I need to break a hero point because I miss it by 1.
Oh!
So I will spend that hero
What was
point.
the roll?
It was a 4 on the die.
Oh, wow. That's...
What is that? Jesus, I can't count that high.
Just add 30.
48.
48?
48.
Holy jeez. Nice!
But of course, we will allow exceptions.
I like these new dice.
My young adept here can certainly escort you down, and you can look at your leisure. I will have these focus on books within the Byzrin age. These, we have a few old texts from Chalorn, and we can focus on that. And I have at least a dozen that are much more fluent in the more recent 100 or so years that we can focus on for traces of this Skordrenar that you speak of. And this young adept takes you over to the lift again and pulls the lever as you go inside, and this metal lift creaks and starts ratcheting down. You pass through more levels of books. You pass through another floor where there is just a bunch of tables, like artist drawing, illustrator tables where they're doing illuminations on the sides of books, but they've all stopped that. Everything has come to a grinding halt for your efforts. And it keeps going down until it stops, and the lift elevator stops at a thin, long corridor that has a light at the far end, and there's a single door there, and the young man is standing there in the lift, and he looks at you guys, and he looks down at that door at the far end, and looks back at you guys.
Start heading down that way.
He takes a step as well to follow.
You can stay here if you want.
Okay, and he steps back. And he hands you, Palik, a key, probably the last mistake he'll ever make before he gets fired, and hands you a key and says, I'll be right here, holding the elevator.
Okay. We'll be back.
And you guys walk down the corridor. You are at this door. It is made of thick metal. There's several religious runes to Carahel and her scriptures and books that are upon this door, and it has a big lock mechanism in there.
Hey, Zanner.
Yeah,
Check this door for magic.
I was gonna do just that.
'Cause that last door, not so great.
Didn't work out for you, huh?
No, those assholes.
You detect there is a magic upon the door. It is locked, easily unlocked by a key or a higher level dispel magic to remove it. There is also a protective ward on the door that will leave a holy assault upon whoever opens it without using the key correctly. Make an Arcana roll. Frickin' 39.
Oh, that's a natural 20. That's what the two digits is.
Oh.
Okay.
So if you need the roll, the grand total is 49.
All right, I did not need the roll. You are able to know exactly how to use the key, and you know of a way that you can replicate this one time on a key of your own design, given a night's worth of work as well.
Wow. This is a fancy lock. Can you hand me the key? There's a very particular way it's done.
You gonna give it back?
Probably not, but it's for your own good.
Okay.
Zanner gets the key from Palik and begins the process of opening the door correctly.
Okay. You're able to unlock the door. You creak open the door, and here is a musty old smell with shelves of very old, secretive books. These are books and things I had in mind for other stages of our campaign that were just going to be referenced and teased that you would never have access to. But at this point, you guys are the friggin' defenders of Varen, so you get a pass, especially if it's shamelessly passed through. Yeah. So you go inside. Old shelves, some glowing magical lights. You don't think people come down here often whatsoever. You start looking around, trying to make heads or tails of how they sort things. There are scrolls in a pile loose. There are books with that are not dusty, but just very old and look like you need to be very careful when you touch them. Of all sorts of languages, some of which even Zanner does not recognize as you continue looking through different piles. As you do so, you feel something unusual.
With my detect magic?
Pleek.
Mm-hmm.
You feel something unusual in a pocket or bag, perhaps. I don't know exactly where you put it.
Okay.
All of a sudden, the bag's at the floor. She's
It's a
going through everything.
key.
Oh, the key. Yeah, the key's in like a pocket.
All right. You take out a key. Can you describe this key?
Yeah, it's tiny. Kind of looks like an old skeleton key. Like it doesn't look like it's gonna fit like a real not a high tech lock or anything. And it has a word. Inglorious emblazoned on top.
All right. You take the key out. The key quivers, flips out of your hand through the air, lands upon the ground with a little bit of a clatter, and two ghostly forms come spewing out from the key, one of which says, "Now!" And they start tearing off through the library, destroying as much as they can, as fast as they can. And we have a combat on our hands,
Oh,
folks.
crap!
This is not nice.
Going to our battle.
I didn't do it.
What did you? What is that?
Shit.
Yep.
I forgot my spells.
All right, battle is being shown on our screen.
What's
Those of you
your fire,
listening, you can
Zanner?
also check this out on video on our YouTube channel if you want to see the map.
Yeah.
This is a library. It's maybe, I don't know, 80 by 80 feet or so. It's very squarish, symmetrical, with several stacks of books. There are 25 different books of note and of importance that these two ghostly forms are going after. They are listed here. Yes. They are called Vision of the Lost, these two creatures, and they are engaging you or racing around to destroy the books as fast as they can. We are rolling initiative right now. To see if
After
we-
you, ghosts.
All right. And first up is totally... Why is my roll not working? Let's just roll here. All right, first up are the freaking Visions of the Lost with huge initiative. And Piercy, we're going to drop you down to the bottom because you did after you, right?
I did.
All right. The first one. So you guys are essentially in a clump to the northeast-ish of this room. Zanner just happens to be on the south side near some other books. There is one of these Visions of the Lost ghostly forms with a mask over its face, a pale, almost skull-like head underneath this black mask. It is next to you all, but there's another one to the southwest, not too far from Xander on the other side of a bookshelf, and it moves. It moves with a great deal of speed and flies through the bookshelf, farther to the southwest corner, reaches out with a hand, and immediately destroys one of the tomes. The old book is grasped in its hand and just shredded and turns to dust.
Oh no.
And I am destroying that one right now.
Oh, wow.
The second creature is to the east, next to about 4 of you, and it lets out a huge wail. Can I get a distance between Palik and that creature?
50.
50. The creature will move a little closer and then let out a huge wail. This whale shrieks and fills your souls with terrible sounds. I need you to make a willpower save. 38 is your target number.
44, and mine are all critical successes.
41.
That's 2 successes.
39.
Ooh.
Does this have a necromancy tag on it?
Death tag. Not necromancy, but death.
Necromancy,
What's your power read?
okay. This one will require necromancy effects. So that's not the case, so I have a 43.
Okay, so that's passes all the way around, it sounds like, yes? Okay, those of you who have passed, which is all 4 of you, take 44 points of damage.
Mine was critical success.
Critical success is no damage. And that's negative damage, by the way. Yeah, we'll just say that's what it was. Actually, it was a fortitude save. Fortitude. Sorry to change that. I just read that now.
So it would have been
Keep it.
30, 43.
Yeah, mine
Still
would have
passed?
been success, but
Still
no
passed,
longer
still passed.
critical.
Mine, yeah.
Okay.
41.
Then, Sildren, you do take the 44 points of negative damage. The scream reverberates and hits you all. You cover your ears and deal with that pain. That creature, though, is done. And you guys can take some turns. Palik, you're up first.
I'm gonna race. The other one is down here somewhere in the dark. Zanner can, but we cannot. Why can't this move? I'm having some technical difficulties right now. I can't move this, but I'm gonna run up to that ghost close up on us, and I'm gonna take a swing. Uh, 45.
45's a hit.
That's a swing, man. 45.
I know. You guys are rolling some big numbers these days.
Um,
You got cool combat music rolling?
53.
Nice.
53 points of damage. 4 of that is electric, and 6 is fire. if
Okay.
That matters.
53, you said?
Yep.
All right. You deal a huge blow. Not all of it went through,
Okay.
but a nice big blow. You have another action.
Yep. I'm gonna attack again. Ooh, that was a natural 1. So I'm gonna
You need a?
use a hero point.
I'll give you I'll give you one.
Yeah, thank you. 37.
37 is a miss. Palik is done. Bali, the only cleric within striking distance in this entire temple.
Bali will cast a divine aura from his location. And actually,
Give it a second.
where am I?
You're right
Nowhere
there.
near you guys.
They're pretty close. I
Do I identify this creature as being undead?
Yes. Yes.
Eat this, Eat this, you pansy. Heal spell is going to lash out. This will cause negative damage to the creature, or positive damage in that case, and heal everyone else in the blast within 60 feet in front of me, which would cover everyone. That should do that. That'll do that, and I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. And I've got my two special dice right here. Boom, boom, boom. That is 11, 18, 21, 43 points of damage to the undead, 43 healing to everyone, and that takes everyone to almost full life.
All right.
I'm minus. I'm 1 away from
Yeah,
full.
everyone's at -1.
The creature also reels and as it gets blasted, and it enjoyed all of that. There was no resistance to that whatsoever.
Yes.
That was Bali done.
Only done.
Zanner. By the way, I believe I can remember if it's Zanner's first combat action in 2 levels, I believe.
Yes, I haven't fought since way back in the level 14s. So Xander's a little overwhelmed by his spells at the moment of what he's gonna do. But he will start by casting Elemental Toss.
That's your big. Okay.
It's Elemental Toss, man. It's a 1 action and it's a blaster.
All right.
So he has a. It's been a while. Holy crap! Is this an attack?
It's
It
an
is.
attack roll.
Attack roll.
Doing the songs. So everyone.
A natural 20.
Nice.
Wow.
Zanner,
Nice.
to offset your joy a little bit, Zanner, I didn't realize you were not in the cone effect of my healing, so you are still at
I
full-
also wasn't
damage.
in the cone effect of
That's
the
true.
blast, though. I
He
think,
was
not.
right?
Correct.
So I'm fine.
Then
Yeah,
you're
we're-
fine.
He's
We're
good.
good.
He's good.
So I'm gonna add. That is 11 plus 43. That's 54 times 208.
100 and why is because that's a critical.
Yeah, 108 points of flame damage.
Wow, 108. You blast the sweet Jesus out of this vision of the lost, and it triggers its vengeful spite ability. When it is critically struck, it lashes out with a mental effect that zaps your mind, and you need to make a will save 38.
Oh, jeez. All right. Oh, wow. I think I made it. That is a 17 plus 26. So, yes. Total of 43.
All right, you take 16 points of mental damage,
My brain.
and that's it that you are dealing with on that. And your damage one more time against this poor innocent creature.
108.
Okay.
But that was 1 action.
Oh.
So, let's just keep it going with some burning hands, yeah? Ooh, archives.
Yeah.
Do you have
Chain lightning.
you have spell shaping? No.
I don't. But I do have chain lightning.
Oh, by the way, Tom, that was a 2 action.
really
my heal.
separated.
My this next one just
separated,
be
right? So
a
it's
heal.
this one guy.
Okay.
But I think that's gonna be a lot stronger than my. Oh, I can heighten my lightning bolts. Yeah, I'm gonna heighten a lightning bolt instead. I'm gonna just go throw right at him.
Big lightning bolt. So it makes a reflex save.
Reflex save.
And what's its target number?
It needs a 36.
They got a 41.
Okay, so it's gonna take half damage, which is gonna be D12s. Ooh, that's nice. That's top damage. Is what that's a 20. That's the wrong die. That was really exciting damage. It's inappropriate numbers. That's better. 13 plus 39. 53.
52.
52 points of electrical damage.
Half of that because he succeeded.
Correct. So 26.
All right. And then there is some resistance. So the giant lightning did a fraction of the elemental toss, totally throwing in my face the mockery I gave to the elemental toss. Zanner is done. Sildren is up.
Soren's going to do 2 things. He's going to step forward and touch Piercy on his shoulder, casting Death Ward on him. So that's going to give him plus 4 status bonus to saves against death and negative effects. Gains negative resistance 10. Also suppresses doomed condition. And then Shunka leaps forth from Sildren's cloak and charges the ghost closest to Bleak. That's right there with Bleak. If possible, flanking.
Okay. Go for it. Shunka dives in.
All right, here we go. Shunka.
Come on, Chuka.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
Let's see, 3.
This is upgraded mean Shunka.
Yep.
Sildren's put a lot of points into this.
8, 10, 12, plus 16, 28 doubled, 56 points of damage coming from Shunka. It's also knocked down.
Prone?
Prone, yeah.
Is that even possible? Let me check. I love it. I don't know if it's possible. That is possible. You somehow knock prone the skeletal beast. Yeah, that'll work. And you knock it prone. Shunka does heavy damage, and it cannot. It burned. No, this is a different one. It uses its vengeful spite reaction on Shunka. Shunka, make a will save. 38.
36.
36 is a fail. Shunka takes 29 points of mental damage.
Okay. What's the catch?
And then suffers from terrifying touch, although it does work at range. Shunka is frightened 2.
Okay.
Oh, the creature fails its, frightened 2. Yeah, you're good. Frightened 2. Shunka's done?
Yep.
All right. Last but not least is Piercy von Skeetenlever before they go again.
That's right. Piercy is going to move to the other side of this undead across from Palik. First action. And then he's going to take 2 swipes.
So he's going to fill the spot with Shunka, or right next to him?
No, yeah, he's going to overcrowd with Shunka.
Cool.
You can put me on Shunka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll put you next to him, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's annoying to move.
All right. First attack. 37.
37 is a miss.
Damn it.
Cuts old black robe.
Wait, do I have? No. Second attack is less than that.
Okay, Piercy races over and stabs, and just ends up ripping cloak. But you do have panache. It is Vision of the Lost's turn. That. I messed up that damage. Hold on 1 second. Let's go. There. And heal that one. Okay. Heal this one. Thank you. Okay. So, Vision of the Lost, the one that's closest to you all. Jeremy, roll a 1d4 for me, pretty please.
Yep, that's a 6. Here it is. 4.
Okay. The one you guys have surrounded moves very quickly and flies through several books to the northwest beyond a bookshelf and immediately destroys the nearest book that it can, turning it into shredded dust.
Oh.
It is the other one's turn. Yes.
That one would be taking bleeding persistent damage. I'm not sure if it would, though.
It cannot.
Didn't figure, but had to ask.
The other one that's near Zanner destroys a book next to it. I will destroy that there.
Hey, Tom, I think I have the wrong view on the battle map.
How so?
It's all shadowed out.
Can you drag a box around all the heroes?
Yes.
See if that helps.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
There you go. So it destroys a book, then it flies with great speed over to Zanner and just reaches out its own finger to lightly touch Zanner.
No fingers anymore.
And it tries to touch you with a nice, gentle, natural 20.
Oh, no.
Holy moly. You have been hit for 80 points of negative damage,
Jeez.
as well as dealing with terrifying touch. You need to make a 43 will save now.
I don't. That is a 33.
Okay, that's a critical failure then.
Oh, it is. Shoot. I'm going to use a hero point.
Come on, there's lots of juicy things we don't get to see. Come on.
Can't get sick. I mean, I've only got one. Oh, I only have one. Do I use it? Guys, do I use it? Get ready. No, I'm going to leave it.
How close are you to the
He's
target
gonna,
number?
he's gonna leave it.
It's a 50-50. It's a 45% chance that I'm going to just do it again or worse.
All right, you are frightened 2
Ah!
and stunned 4.
Ah! Why did you guys not make me use a hero points? Can I get those
That
cards real
guy's-
quick?
So with stun 4, you lose your next 4 actions.
What?
And the frightened 2 will be affecting you for 2 turns as well.
Wow.
Yes. The visions are done. Palik, what are you going to do? Your enemy has disappeared from around you.
I saw where it went though,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna let's see, race up here.
Is there a stunned guard?
There is.
Yeah, give it to you in a second. Can I get there? No, shit.
Rounding that
10,
corner.
10 feet too short. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right up on this dude, and that was all 3 actions.
All 3 actions to race over to the dude, the vision of the lost. It
Oh my
is
God.
Bali's turn.
If I'm selected, does that mean if I'm seeing the enemy, I have vision to the enemy?
No.
Then I need to be
You do
selected.
not.
What do you want to do?
Oh, well, I was seeing if I had vision to the enemy.
Yeah, you can see him.
There's
You can see
down
the one
here.
on the bottom left.
I can see the one on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's make that interesting. Boom, boom, boom. Zanner is there. I need to move forward to see is Zanner and the creature within 60 feet.
Yes.
Then we'll
Let me
do.
double check, but yes, pretty sure.
We'll do that then. I'll stay put. And I am casting. That needs to.
What are you casting?
I think at this point it has to be heal on Zanner.
Okay.
That is what this will be.
Big heel coming.
Big heal coming. That. Oh Jesus.
Good Jesus, I hope.
That's a great Jesus. That's greater Jesus.
Jesus,
that's
great.
It's a great.
That's 37 just on these 4 dice. Plus 86.
Whoa!
So you're fully healed.
Nice.
I'm 100%.
You have 1 action left, Bali. Xander, you're up after that.
That is to keep my shield
Okay.
active.
Xander.
So
You're toe-to-toe with this one.
stunned 4? I'm
Yes.
just gonna watch it happen. I
All
guess.
right.
Oh! Does that go down completely by the 3 actions I didn't take, or is that once per round?
No, you take 3 off of that. You're now stunned 1.
Okay.
And now frightened 1.
Oh god.
Sildren.
What's my spellcasting ability modifier? Because my spell DC is 37,
Uh-huh.
which would make my modifier what? Do you know what that would be?
It's whatever your your primary ability. It's that modifier.
Well, it's
Wisdom?
yeah.
Yep, that modifier.
So just plus 5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna head towards the one that Palik is fighting.
Up to the northwest.
Northwest. I'm gonna stay back pretty far though. Actually, let me tell you exactly how far back. 30 feet back. So I'll use I can get a 35 feet. Can I? No, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, disregard that. Then I'm gonna try and head down to Zanner's, the one by Zanner. Then, so 35 feet to the south.
I'm making
Oh,
note.
I'm not gonna be able to
Books
reach either
destroyed
one.
3, by the way.
Okay.
35
Yeah.
will put you right there.
Okay. I'm actually gonna have to. Sorry, I don't mean to keep making you do this, but I am gonna go after the one that's up with you, Palik. And then instead of doing what I was gonna do, I am going to cast Searing Light on it. At 3rd level. So I'm gonna make a spell attack roll.
All right.
Better be even.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give it a little bit of armor class due to the light cover which Talik is providing.
So spell attack roll.
27.
Is it?
27.
27, 37, 40 to hit.
Is a miss.
Shoot.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So
The
Shunka.
crowd seems disappointed with that roll.
Shunka's gonna head towards the one that is currently engaged with Zanner.
down south.
Yeah, he can travel 40 feet now, I believe.
Piercy, what do you got going on?
Piercy is going to
50 feet. For Shunka.
And gonna go down south.
Mhm.
Piercy, what you got?
Piercy's gonna flank Palik. That might be two moves. How far away is
All the way over there.
That's very far.
How far is it?
Including the bend around the...
Yeah.
Because he can go 55 right. 55 or 60 right now. 55 at least.
You're not gonna be able to get there.
In two
You're gonna
moves?
be 10 feet shy.
In two moves?
Shoot.
Oh.
It's like they know our range.
Stand near a book.
Oh.
So you're racing super fast, but you're about 15 feet shy, it looks like, with 2
I'm
actions.
15 feet. I will engage my anklets of alacrity once per day, giving me an additional 20 feet boost to movement.
So you did that as your first action, so then you have 75 feet of movement per.
Yeah.
So that easily gets you there,
Yeah.
and then you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. You can be on the other side, I'm sure, flanking it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's a lot of movement. Man. Fastly Asoki.
It is its turn, and Shunka has not moved. I don't show Shunka
Oh,
moving.
yeah, sorry.
The one right next to that's being flanked is going to touch.
Actually, Shunka's going to stay in the middle of the room where it was.
Okay. It's going to touch Palik with a cold, dead hand. Charlton Heston would reach out with a finger.
Don't let it touch you!
38.
That'll hit.
It hit.
Even if I...
That is a total of 45 points of mental damage, and you need to make a will save 38. What'd you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Doesn't get worse than a 2.
You can. I'm gonna use halfling luck.
It's another great
There you
shirt
go.
slogan.
Yeah.
A really good one.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, for sure. That'd be a 40.
Okay, you are fine.
Yay, luck.
Actually, it's a 50, but yeah.
And then it moves 60 feet to the east, flying with incredible speed, and then reaches out and zaps a book to the south of it, destroying a 4th book.
Oh.
How many books were there? 5?
No, there was like 20.
25.
25. Okay.
And now 4 have been destroyed.
The good
The
ones.
other one that is right next to Zanner is simply going to do what it does best, and that is touch you repeatedly over and over
Stop
and over
touching
and over
me!
again. Bad touch! It touches you. Oh no! 36 to hit.
That is my AC without shield up, so that hits.
Then a 30 to hit.
No.
And then lastly, a 30 to hit.
No.
Wow! You got lucky. Keep in mind you're frightened, which also affects your AC.
Oh, right. So 35. Yeah, so
45 points of mental damage to Zanner, and you need to make another will save. 38 this time.
That is a... That's still a 10. I didn't make it.
With what roll?
It was a 36.
Okay. So
For
you are
35 with frightened.
you are back up to frightened 2, and it is no yeah, that's what it is. There's 3 actions. It is Palik's turn.
Bleak's gonna move once, and then tumble behind.
Okay.
It's a reflex save, I believe. It's been a while since I've. Oh, easy.
It's your
Easy
it's your
peasy.
acrobatics.
Oh, even better. 48,
Oh, it's pretty good at not letting you do that, but you pulled it off.
and then I'm going to attack with my last action. Ooh, yeah. This dice is on fire tonight. 57.
57?
Wow.
No, sorry, 47. 47. Sorry.
47
Can't-
is a hit. Went from 57 to 27 to...
It's a terrible roll, though. 47 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to use debilitating strike. It's going to have
Debilitating.
-10 to its move speed,
Oh.
and it's going to be enfeebled 1.
So the strength and his damage. Okay, all right.
Nice.
Nice. Bali.
Yeah, sorry. Yes. So there's one over here you can't see, and then this one down by Zanner.
Xander, how many hit points do you have?
I'm feeling a little healthy. I got 123.
All right. What you doing?
It's a heal spell being cast, but offensively.
Oh, you're what are you doing?
Casting at the vision.
My target is the vision.
Okay.
Here we go.
Or the one down by Zanner. Yeah,
The
you
one
can
down
see.
by Zanner.
So you're casting heal on it.
Yes.
We don't normally do that. I don't know if you roll an attack roll or
I
it
think it's
rolls
a saving
save
throw.
roll.
I have an attack roll.
It's a fortitude save they make if you're casting heal on them.
If I make contact with them, I think they roll the fortitude as though it were in effect. So I roll the attack on them, or they just
No,
we just do a fortitude.
No,
save?
it's just a
do heal.
fortitude save.
It's a fort save.
Well, that makes it easy.
Yeah.
2 points of failure down to 1.
But it has a range of 30 feet.
This is a reach.
Oh, it's you're reaching out. All right, yeah, just let us know what you're doing. You got to
Yeah.
reach for a heal, which is going to be bad on him, and it is making a fortitude save. What is its target number?
Target number.
DC 30 something.
37
38.
is what mine is.
I believe it's a 38.
38 got a 42. It takes half the damage. So go ahead and roll that heal, and we'll cut it in half.
All right. We got 14. We got 23. We got 24. We've got, boy, that's 110.
So that's 55 points of damage.
55
Wow.
points of damage.
55 points of damage is a massive amount of holy energy you sear and scorch this creature with, and it resists none of it, and it is critically wounded. You still have an action left.
Ah! No, he has no action. He used reach.
Reach and to get there. Zanner,
Okay.
you're stunned one, so you lose an action.
I don't want him to keep touching me. So Xander's going to cast Fiery Body for the first time. And literally becoming a living flame.
Watch the books.
Ooh, nice bug.
How about that one? Yeah, so I have full-on fire immunity because I literally am fire. I've got resistance to precision damage. I do have weaknesses to cold and water because I am fire. And any creature that touches me or damages me with an unarmed attack or non-reach melee weapon takes 3d6 fire damage.
Okay.
Just for touching me.
All right.
So knock it off, and that's it. That's both my actions.
So this is a petty turn is what I'm getting out of this. And you lose one frightened. You should be at frightened 1 now.
Frightened 1 now. Correct.
Sildren, you've run up north. You still have one of these guys maybe 25, 30 feet away. What are you going to do?
Yeah. So, well, quick question. So with Disrupt Undead, it's a cantrip, and its heightened +1 adds 1d6. So how many, being level 16, is that then 16d6, or is it 8d6 because of the level of the spell?
It always takes me a second to do that math. Disrupt Undead
Yeah.
is a cantrip. It's increases. So yeah, it's a. It would be what level spells do you cast? 7, right?
8.
You cast level 8?
Yes.
Guys, what the heck?
So it'd be 8d6.
8d6 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Which is then 5. Okay. So it need I'm gonna head up and take a shot at the disrupting the undead up by Palik. It
And
needs
are you
to-
within range of 30 feet?
Yes. Or I need to get within range of 30
Seth, we
feet,
need
so-
to know the range on that, please.
You're within 30 feet for sure.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
It makes a fortitude save.
Yep.
And it tries to resist this disruption ability.
Needs a 37 as its target number.
38.
So it takes half
Takes
then?
half.
14, 16, 26, 31. So it takes 15 points of damage.
What type of damage?
Positive damage.
Okay, it resists none of that.
And then Shunka is heading towards Zanner's creature. Actually, Shunka's going to guard books. So Shunka is going to, under Sildren's direction, whatever book
You have to choose where you want Shunka to go.
So Shunka's gonna guard the bookcase to the southeast.
With the 3 books? Way down there?
Yes.
What's the move speed?
Shunka's 50.
50 plus 50 if you need.
Yeah. So Shunka's gonna
Should
be
go
right there.
You
Yep.
wanna-
Nope, that's good.
Okay. Piercy.
Piercy is going to
Still a he.
Sorry.
And Shunka has 2 actions.
Yes. Which is for now to just prepare an action
Okay.
of
All right.
guarding.
Gotcha.
Piercy's going to race over and flank with Palik for his
Super
first
speed.
action.
With 1 action, you went 60 feet.
Yeah. And then he's going to take a swing. I'm not going to miss this time.
And then misses.
With a plus, you got a +2 for flanking.
Yeah, no. I rolled a 3.
All right.
Second action, he's going to use a finisher. And we're going to roll again for another hit.
Well, it doesn't count. Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
What kind of finisher?
Well, we need to know what kind of finisher.
Oh, sorry, confident.
Confident. All right, roll it.
Better get a better roll than I rolled that last time. I did. 25 plus 16 is 41 plus 2 is 43.
43 is a hit with a confident
All
finisher.
right. So it's going to be 10, 16, 17 plus 9 is 26. And do I get to roll the finisher as well?
You called it a finisher.
Duh.
For sure.
I know how to play this game. There's 36, 38, 44
And
damage.
what type of damage are we talking?
Piercing.
For everything, or is it precision with the, finisher?
It's versatile. The
What does it say on your ability? Because it could matter.
Oh, it's precision. It's a precise finisher, and it just says deal extra damage. It doesn't say what type.
Then it is the normal damage you do.
'Kay.
It is not precision. All right.
44.
So what was the damage?
6 of that is fire.
Okay. It resists some of it, but not all of it. And then you did a nice little blow there. Your panache is consumed,
Yes.
and it is their turn. The one that is right next to you. You, by that I mean Palik, Piercy, and Sildren, takes a big breath to scream, but it cannot yet. And instead reaches out to touch Piercy.
Don't let it touch you!
And just tries to gently touch you with a 37 to hit.
That is my AC.
Oh, man.
And it tries to touch you a second time with a 42 to hit.
Yes, that gets me.
And then it moves away after that. First hit is 33 points of mental damage. Second one is 37 points of mental damage. And you have to deal with terrifying touch. Willpower 38 twice.
But is that a
Oh yeah, that's
doomed? Yeah.
That's
this
negative
one's
damage.
Enfeebled
That's negative
too.
damage?
It was 33 and 37.
So you resist 20 total then, because 10 each time. right?
Nice.
23 and
that helps.
27 too.
So 50. So
It being
okay.
enfeebled.
And then you get a
plus
+4 status bonus versus
Saves to
saves
No, it was
against
close.
death and negative.
Say it again.
He gets +4 status. He gets +4 saves against death and negative effects.
It's not treated as such, but I'm going to say no. It's not. It's emotion,
Okay.
enchantment, and fear, and occult.
Gotcha. Okay.
You do take 2 less points of damage though because of that enfeeblement.
Ah.
It might matter. 2 hit points. You
Would
never
that
know.
enfeeblement have affected the
hit.
attack roll?
It was close, but
Is
no.
that 2 less on each hit or just
No,
2?
total of 2 less.
2 less.
Terrifying touch. You need a 38 will and a 38 will.
I have a not and not.
A fail and a fail.
Yeah.
All right. You are just frightened 2.
Okay.
That is done. There's and then it moves.
-10.
It moves quickly, still flying through the bookcases, and cannot destroy a book as it's already out of actions. There is another creature, and it wants to go over there. It leaves Zanner alone.
Woo! Yeah, that's right.
It
Get some, Fuzzy.
flies far south. It then destroys another book in the southeast. And then it moves north right next to Shunka, and Shunka gets to make an action.
Which will be an attack.
Go for it.
And that is going to be
Big bite, chompy bite.
28, 38, 40 to hit.
40 to hit. We're going to say that is a full-on hit, because that would have been a miss, because somewhere along the line, I got a free kip up on one of these guys that I forgot about.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's a hit.
So that will trigger Vengeful Wolf then, which is from the Blessing of Kef. It will be a critical hit on him.
This is a new blessing granted.
Let's see. 8 and 11, 17 plus 16, 35.
35 points of damage.
Doubled. So 70 points of damage. And that's piercing.
Is a nice blow. In addition, since it was a critical, Vengeful Spite.
Also, he's knocked down.
All right.
So is he able to do that while
He
he's prone?
is.
Okay.
It's a mental effect. It lashes back. This
'Kay.
guy will be prone. Make a will save. 38 for Shunka.
Shunka, 35.
35 is a
Fail.
Take 31 points of damage.
Okay.
And Frightened
Shunka
2.
122, Frightened 2. Okay.
That is it for them. Books destroyed. Palik.
I mapped this out already.
But Shunka stopped that from...
He did not do another attack
Okay.
on the books. 5 books have been destroyed.
Could just get there in 2 moves, and I will attack. With a 38.
38 is a miss.
Or 48, sorry.
48 is a hit. It's a huge difference.
Yes, it
That's
is.
a 10-point difference there.
Adding. He gets plus 10 whenever he wants.
My rolls are just hot garbage. 42 points of damage.
What type of damage?
Piercing.
Piercing. Okay, 42.
And it will be -10 speed and enfeebled 1.
Gotcha. You're done?
Yes.
Bali. It's getting wounded.
Slowly but surely.
Bali, you're kind of next to both. Maybe 25 feet away from both of them.
25 feet away. Nice.
Eat holy light, you bastards!
And let's loose with another heal spell into the one next to Palik.
Palik, it makes a fortitude save. The target number was what again?
38.
38. Easy peasy. It rolls. Ooh, no! 36.
It fails and eats all the damage.
All the damage. It has 66 hit points remaining.
I don't even need to roll.
No!
Yeah, because...
The residual healing wipes him out.
God. All right.
Nice.
Nice.
And Palik, you are healed 20 points of damage if you need it,
Yeah, sure.
as it bounces and reflects off from the kill of the creature.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Bali, you still have an action left. Zanner, you're up.
I certainly do. That guy's not within range. Not a lot away in the line of singles. I will remain where I'm at with shield up.
Okay.
Oh.
20 back.
Xander, frightened 1, I believe.
Get him, Zanner!
Frightened 1 right now, yeah. So Xander will move north just a little bit so we can see him.
You need to be.
Yeah, right about there, the 25.
Yeah.
Perfect! And I will cast... Ooh, wait a minute. How far out is he from me?
You're also a giant ball of flame.
I'm a giant ball. of
Yeah,
flame.
you're 40 feet away right now.
Cool.
You get 5 more feet of movement if you need it.
Manuscripts are
But you're
crisping
real
in
close to the
shelves.
books already.
I mean, it's a little toasty, but is it really bad? Because
you're small. You could stay.
I
on
can
the...
feel the heat from over here. 50 feet away.
If I can get 5. So you said I'm 40 feet out?
Yeah.
So all of my 30-foot spells are just garbage.
Oh yeah. You can get. But
Even that extra 5 feet, I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xander's gonna cast. I don't know if it's gonna hit him. I don't know what hits these things. Let's do it.
Healing hits them.
I will. Ooh, you know what?
Elemental toss will hit him.
I have a wand of overflow. That's a touch spell. It's a touch wand of healing. I don't think I've got a range on that.
Throw it at him.
Yeah!
Bonk, 1 point of damage.
You feel better. Yeah, it's just right there.
All right, Zanner, what are you gonna do? You have
I'm gonna
5 seconds.
I'm gonna throw
4,
fireball at him.
3,
Fireball.
No.
Library.
He was counting down. This
No.
is very intense.
No.
What
No.
What is the cold fire?
Give up your turn if that's the answer.
Fireball?
It was just gonna hit him. Maybe Shunka.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a
How many
book.
hero points do you have left?
It's sick. You guys,
Lightning.
Eat the turn. If you
what's a
can't do
mask
it.
of terror?
What are you going to do? You have to decide what
All
you're
right.
going to do.
So I can't boil blood. I'm gonna friggin' cast. Yeah, I'm gonna fire a lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
There you go.
All right, reflex save for Shunka, please.
42.
Critical natural 20 for the being. He takes
Why?
no damage.
And 42 for Shunka. That's a save. So good on ya.
So half damage to Shunka
You
was
did
the
great,
end
Shunka.
result.
I'm proud of you.
Chris, that's still probably the best outcome of that turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was 38 damage.
So half of that?
Yeah.
19.
19.
Sildren, it is your turn, and Xander, get your armor class ready.
Okay. Fiery. I'm fire.
Sildren's still somewhat flabbergasted as he saw the precursor of what he really recognized as the Xander's fireball start to touch his lips.
Doing all the baseball signs from across the room.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
No.
Can you become a dragon in this library? I'm just
Yes, no.
asking for a
I
friend.
can, but
encourage him.
no. I'm actually just going. How far is Ray of Frost? Jesus, I am not well prepared for this fight.
Level 16. How? When did you get Ray of Frost?
It's a cantrip.
So level 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all I got.
But it's a level 8, level 1.
All right.
'Cause it-
So Ray of Frost.
damage.
I'm gonna make an attack roll.
All right, you got to move down a little bit to get an angle, and
Yep.
then it gets +4 for heavy cover. Or you can go out over there. All right. do
Yeah.
that. It has moderate cover, +2.
Okay.
If you get out over there. Yeah,
All right.
perfect.
If it's a 40, it's gonna be a miss.
40 is a miss.
Yeah.
Ray Frost misses. Almost hits Shunka, wondering what side you are all on. Piercy, you're way north.
Actually, wait, hold on. I what was the negative that I was getting?
You don't do anything. I'm increasing its armor class.
Okay. It was a 42.
Okay, that is a miss.
Okay.
Piercy's gonna travel 150 feet in 2 moves.
Also, everyone, don't forget frightened levels that affect armor classes, attack rolls, and then drop them by 1 at the end of your turns.
Correct.
Will that get me
How much?
150?
Shunka gets an attack.
Shunka
Sorry.
gets an attack. 1 attack or 2 attacks?
1. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hit. It's a 19 plus 23. 40. Yeah, 42. Why is that? Yeah, that's really no.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You're flanking. with Shunka.
28 plus 19. 47
47 minus 2 for frightened is still a hit.
plus 2 for flanking.
No flanking yet. This is
Okay.
out of sequence.
Yeah, not yet.
All right.
Go for it.
So that's going to be 5, 8, 10, 18 points of damage.
And Shunka drops the last one
Yeah.
before Piercy can even get there. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, move me back, I guess.
Do I still get pinage? That's how Piercy sounds in my head, by the way.
It's kind of how he sounds.
The chaos is done and over. The battle is done. You guys get Zanner to walk away from all the bookshelves.
Step back.
Step away from the books.
It takes some time, but you are able to find a book labeled Skordrenar by the Feathered Sage with the same name that was on the key. Anyone remember what the name was on the key? Onirius, the Feathered Sage. You find said book. However, it was slightly caught in the damage and chaos of this battle. There were 25 books, 5 of which by my count were destroyed. Who got the last kill?
Shunka?
Chris, you're going to roll this 30-sided die.
Okay.
It must be a 1 to 25 result. You do not want to roll a 1 through 5. You will get a book with information, but there's a second final page that
Okay.
would be.
Hold on, before you roll. Can a hero point be used to reroll the die?
3 hero points combined can be
Okay.
used.
Wow.
to roll.
Alright.
Oh, okay.
It's on the edge, and it would be a 30, so I have to re-roll. 23.
23, your book was not the one that was damaged in any way.
Yeah.
Inside, you see several pages of information, most of which doesn't apply, but some of which immediately have very important answers to your questions, which we will find out after our break. We will be right back after this. You have uncovered a book regarding Skordrenar, written by, there it is, Onirius the Feathered Sage. This is a author from long ago who you have come across more than once in this campaign already. This is the most intact writing you have found of his. It's quite a bit of writing. I'm going to read aloud to you all. Players, I am going to give you this in written form so you do not have to write this down. You can read along with me.
Thank you.
Stunning Christmas text.
1 page each.
Yes. It reads as follows. It's a bit of a read. Written in his cryptic handwriting. And this is written in Old Abizaran and some Chaloran as well. On a massive plateau, I found another of these towers used to keep the secrets of Skordrenar asleep. It was strangely guarded by a tribe of orcs, zealots somehow brought to the cause of keeping this tower secure. They did not allow me entry, but they did provide me shelter and food to continue my journey. There's another entry. In Varen's inland sea, I found one of these towers directly between the great northern port and its sister port on the south side of the sea. The tower was perched upon a perfect stone little island, as though rising out of the sea like a knife. It is used by local sailors as a landmark for travel, though more than one ship has been sunk by it in foul weather, or so I've been told. The sailors always steer clear of this tower, saying it is bad luck. Another entry. The next tower I found was kept within the great city of the High Elves. It was a beautiful structure that stood out from the rest of their city. I was warned to stay clear of the tower, that nothing grows near its base, and dark dreams plague those who rest near it. I respected their wishes, drew an illustration of the tower's design, and asked about its construction. Apparently an arrangement had been made between the Skoriel Guild with the need for the towers to be protected and some benefit provided to the elves in exchange for their watching over it. The details were not made known to me. I hope my continued journeys will provide more information, as I have learned that the majority of these towers are found in western Varen. Onirius the Feathered Sage. And since you were able to rescue the book from being totally singed and burned, there is a final critical page
Oh,
that I will now hand out.
Woo! Oh man, this is great.
It reads as follows. Just keep in mind that the leader of the Skoriel Guild, whose name has been lost to time despite my efforts, was not only looking towards the future and leaving these messages within the towers, but he likely hid a secret within the words. Like the many papers of Skoriel I have studied, if they come from the same author, I sense a pattern of firsts. This is not just conjecture. Message within a message, as I have shown with these very words. Onirius the Feathered Sage.
Oh my gosh!
A puzzle.
Have you figured it out yet, Zanner?
This is great. This is really fantastic. There's so much information in here. We've been needing this forever.
It was here the whole time.
And you unlocked it with the key that was on the
It was
floor.
on the book. Okay.
Yeah.
That unlocked the book. Didn't
Okay.
mention that.
Okay. So look, there's strangely guarded by a tribe of orcs. Zealots somehow spread the cost of keeping this tower secure. Then there was the Great Northern Port, and its sister port on the south side of the sea. The tower was perched upon a perfect stone little island. I don't know if that was the one that we saw when we were at the Island of the Dead. It might be a different one.
I'm thinking it's Maiden Steps.
That would be the inland sea.
Right.
Do we know what like I mean, I'm looking at the map here. There's two areas of Varennes to the northwest, south of Jarvain. There's sort of a cove, which could be an inland sea, but there's a much bigger one to the southeast of Varennes, called the Maiden's Depths. Is that referred to as the inland sea? Is that something that we have heard before?
Make a society 40 or survival 42.
I'll take survival. How about a 46?
With a 46, you have heard the Maiden's Depth referred to that long ago.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Wow, they are really spread out. They're all because if the other one, if it really is the elves that guard a tower, that's Ethlian. That is the top of the world up there. That's got to be up in Placia.
Indeed. And that should be the last of the towers we visit, because that is also near Scourgenar's body.
Right, in Vescalon.
What about the plateau?
Is Calavier the plateau? Is that a plateau, a large plateau? Is that where we found the
Calavier is a plains.
It's a plains.
plains?
Yeah.
Not a plateau.
No.
Where's Master Yaru when you need him with
Right?
his damn map?
With our maps.
He's off stroking his tail somewhere.
While we're here, Soldrin is kind of looking for anything written in the jungle language of Lorak, Chaboon, which he speaks.
Say that again?
So, while we're in the library,
Mm-hmm.
Soldrin is looking for anything written in Chaboon, Chabune,
Mm-hmm.
the jungle language of Lorak.
You see nothing written in there, and nor do you think anything has ever been written in that language.
Okay, so it is a spoken language.
Correct.
Very good. Good to know.
It's a language only used in interpretive dance.
That is perfect for Soldrin.
Okay, where do we go? Where do we start?
Where's this,
I mean, we kind of know where two of them are, right?
where's the orcs?
Ironlands is overrun with the orcs, is it not?
Maybe it's, this, salty rock.
Larock?
Stain rock.
That would be a reasonable guess.
We need like a cutaway camera of the map that we're all staring
Yeah.
at. Because we're all like
Yeah.
eye-lining the map right now.
I would think we could head into the Maiden's Depth, the inland sea. And then
Could we talk to those priests upstairs? Maybe they
Yes.
know some more geography than we do.
indeed speak with them and get whatever information House Relmar has and tie that together. But my initial thought, at least, would be to travel to the southeast.
So far.
It is. but we also have perhaps a shortcut to that, looking at Zanner.
Yeah, I mean, there's
From
a
the
chance that
Nexus.
if we have books in the Nexus for the northern Varan, we might be able to get up there further. There might be one that could take us closer.
I mean, there's the one by Calivier that's closer than we are now, but it's still a hike.
Calenvier is not far from the Maiden Steps.
Okay.
We have little other options for our path, I believe.
Piercy, roll a d8.
Okay.
Game Master Christopher has spoken.
4.
The dwarf has stabbed you for 4 points of damage, but you heal 82.
Oh.
You should probably tell someone when you do that. That's really scary.
No, it takes all the fun out of it.
So is that a net 78 then?
Yes, not
Okay.
78.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You hear dwarven tiptoes behind each other.
You each suffer damage as I go along, just down the line. And each heal 82 minus the 8 that you would be rolling. Just saying.
Pin the tail on
I'm
you
fine.
effing donkeys.
I'm fine, thank you.
No,
I'm not
need
wounded.
healing.
I'm not wounded.
Can I have another? I'll take Sildren's.
Everyone should be back up to full now.
Minus 5. Or I guess I take that off first, yeah? Ow, thank you.
So, Bali, you seem to have a good rapport with that priest. I suppose you should also maybe that was weird, but
He's just standing there with a bloody
Yeah.
scalpel.
maybe you should, in addition to informing him of the condition of his library,
Before we leave, are there any of these books that could be helpful?
I believe just this one is the one that would.
I know, but with other things.
Oh, this place is warded and protected for reasons. When the priest was saying dangerous books, he wasn't kidding. Like, we just faced 2 visions of the lost because of a key for one of these books. There are other dangerous
You
things
remember who
inside
gave us that? Well, not gave, it's a strong word, but you remember where we got that key from?
No!
Well, it was your buddy, Kendall. That little bastard.
They found it in the tower there in Calivier.
We're not really close. I'd say acquaintances, maybe.
Well, I was just making fun saying it was your buddy.
It'd be great if the ghost came out. Well.
Well,
I will never be able to hear those words again without there being some.
some emotional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a negative emotional response. So yeah, let us speak to the priests, and then wait till the morning and speak to House Realmar, and then decide our final plans.
Bali has no idea what happened to Roma, so he shuts up.
The Wizards of Realmar are looking at their library and will hopefully provide us information tomorrow.
Oh,
If they have found anything relevant to Scourginar's towers. So we may
We didn't
have,
put our membership at risk, did we?
yeah. Yeah. And this will be the last time we are able to speak with them. Over some technicalities. But, yeah. So, let's go talk to a priest.
Figure out maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Onwards and upwards.
Okay. You guys are talking to a priest of Carahel?
Yeah.
All right. You talk to the high priest. You
Yep.
meet with him up in his chamber. Oh, I trust you found what you're looking for. We're still scouring everything we can.
I think we found a lot of what we're looking for. But what's missing now? Children?
At least one more tower, perhaps two.
Do any of your priests specialize in geography of Beren?
Yes, I will seek him out immediately. And they bring in a priest who looks very bored and says, yes, you have geographic questions. I'm the leading expert.
Well, what do you...
Ask whatever you want, because apparently we're all here to do your bidding.
That's true. What do you know of the Ironlands?
The Ironlands were formerly the home of dwarves many, many, many years ago that most do not know, he says, looking very pompously over at you, Bali, and you did not know that. And they were taken over by orcs many, many years ago. There are now several orc clans that rule over that area. They fight amongst themselves, but have only one enemy greater than all of each other, and that is the Knights of Calavier. There are many raids that are made through several mountain passes into Calavier. It is an unpleasant and arid land.
As fascinating as that is there a massive plain somewhere? Plateau. Out there somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Can you point it out on this map?
This giant wall map that we carry with us, please.
I took this from Yaru. Can you mark it on here?
He points at a plateau and says it is referred to by the orcs there as Slain Rock. It is a massive plateau. It houses a tribe, not the most powerful, but some say the most fervent in protecting their lands. And also has the remains of an old town as well as the Tower of Vied Kenye, according to my writings. And that is all I know of Slain Rock.
You said the old dwarves were there.
Yes.
They live in this city.
They lived throughout all of the Ironlands. That's how the Ironlands got their name. Dwarves figured out the secret to iron and weapons long before man did, but were removed from invasions from the orcs. This was ages past. And the dwarves retreated into their halls and have most forgotten. Except those who are very studious and know their lineage well, which are far and few between.
There's another land that I wanted to ask you about in the Maiden's Depths. There's an island apparently that's there that's a landmark for a lot of travelers.
I am an expert on the Ironlands. Ask me more questions about the Ironlands.
Okay.
Or I can return to scrounging through scrolls like an adept.
I don't want to tell you what to do. We've already
Wonderful.
done that.
And he walks away.
No, hang on.
Get to the scrolls.
He grumbles and walks off. One day I'll be high priest.
And then you'll fail your check too.
We don't do well with high priests here in Mirskan, buddy. You don't want that job.
Well, that's great. So Skane Rock then.
Yeah.
And if they're really protective of their lands, much like the writings that we heard about the elves, there's a good chance that they're protecting the tower as well.
Which also means they're not going to let us into it.
Well, maybe.
Perhaps.
They know who we are and what we're doing. They
They're
may remember
orcs.
why they're protecting it.
The story of my kin out in the Ironlands. That has my interest too.
So we should try to travel there, yeah?
I mean, we got a lot of places.
We have at
Should probably go to the closest one first. Make our way up and around. Can we should
define up and around.
well, we gotta go to the main the inland sea and then the plateau and then where the fucking elves are.
That's okay. Okay.
Right? Closest to
yeah.
furthest?
Yeah, but when you say it's fine. I understand
Give her
what
a
you mean
Snickers
now.
bar. She's becoming a diva.
But we should check the nexus points, see what
Yes.
we can find there.
Yes.
Worst case scenario, we can make it to Calavera.
Yeah, we know. Thanks.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean,
There's something going around. It's like the dick virus. It's just spreading everywhere.
Yeah, she's been getting the dick virus all day.
What hospital have you been going to, Bali?
Just a little bit.
Trying to
of
think of something clever, but I'm just at this level of crassness.
Crash level 2.
I'll level up next week.
all right, well, let's go to the Nexus then and see what we can find.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, head back.
Are you still a raging ball
Thank
of
you,
fire at
priests.
this time? Moving throughout
Oh,
the
no,
library?
no, that,
Oh, okay.
I dispelled that.
Just making sure.
All right, you guys leave the Archives of Carahel and return to your home, the Nexus.
With the promise we will visit them in the morning to find out any other information of their priests.
All right. You're in the Nexus.
In the Nexus, looking at the books that we have. So I go over to the wall and pull up. Just for which of my book notes are here. So we have a couple of options of what's here. Where are you, Nexus? Okay. So the books we're looking at are Jarvain, Tekareth, Magenor's Tower, The Endless Pool, Illistel, The Eldritch Sphere, Southern Varen, Northern Varen, and Eastern Varen.
I have a book here. It says Sky Mall.
I don't have that one. Are you sure? Is that it?
He has a pop-up Nexus book. My Nexus book is a scratch and sniff.
Ooh,
Just buying
massage
stuff to
chairs.
distract him on the rides. Then we go back.
Southern
I
Varen, Eastern
I have found the
Varen.
Waldo.
No.
Valdo.
Oh, no, dude.
What is this finger hot?
So the top three are the ones that Zanner was able to create with the Nexus Quill.
Yeah.
So we have Jarvain, we have Tekareth, where we were with the Sentinel there. We have Magenor's Tower, however, that was a chaotic creation, so we're not entirely sure if it works. Then there's the Endless Pool, which is where we were in Eastern Iberon, I believe. And then we have the books that were in the Nexus when we arrived. So we have Illistel. We have the Eldritch Sphere, Northern Varen, Southern Varen, and Eastern Varen.
Southern
Eastern Varen would be the Iron Winds.
Yep.
Do we know where Illistel is?
We only know that Illistel is the land that's kind of ruled by Scourgeonar. It's kind of an afterlife.
Gotcha.
Underworld.
Okay, let's go there.
No, it's not.
So probably go to.
Eastern Varen.
Eastern Varen, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, should we try it? We
Did
just
you have
jump in?
another thought?
No, because Southern Varen's gonna take us like
There's a lot of
probably
southern.
further south than we want to go. But
Probably.
it's in the middle of the sea there,
Yep.
so
You seem to think that we had something in Calavier. Sorry, were we talking about the tower that was there, or did you find?
not
Nexus?
Calavier, but the yeah, never mind.
Okay.
I was thinking of the tower. That's not gonna.
When we were heading towards Shadow Hall.
Yeah.
Man, that'd be a trip if we activated a portal between the towers.
Hmm?
That'd make it so much easier.
Wouldn't it? Yeah. So we have a location on at least 2 more towers. Actually, all 3 of them. If the third one is in Ethlian,
Okay.
right?
Yep. Or up near there. That's my thought. So, are we all gonna go into Eastern Varen? Want to try it?
Yes.
Well,
We
I'm
need
all
to
for
travel
it.
together.
Xander is going to take the book of Eastern Varen off the wall. He will take it over to the podium in the reading area and open it up and start reading about Eastern Varen.
You start
But
reading.
we're gonna wait until the morning.
Yeah.
until after we speak to the people of Relmar.
Says that to the podium that is alone because this is what Zanner said and confirmed 3 times.
Right, which we had talked about this multiple times beforehand, that we were going to get information in the morning.
What does Zanner want to do?
Recon. Basically, Zanner wants to see where the point is, what the condition of it is, and what it looks like.
All right, so Xander disappears. He reads. Xander, you read the book. It talks about scrub brushes, far horizons, dust devils, wet rain at rare times per year, and the next thing you know, you are smelling dust, and your vision from gray clouds of the Nexus is now filled with bright, almost blinding light. It smells dusty and dirty, and then you guys do anything else, or just waiting on
Palik will follow.
All right. Palik, you follow and see there are 4 orcs dragging the unconscious and bloody Zanner away from the Nexus
I was like
obelisk.
seconds behind him.
Yep.
Okay.
What about me?
How many orcs?
4. He has been taking a blow to the head.
Hey, uglies!
2 stop what they're doing, draw swords, and close in with snarls. The other 2 continue to drag Zanner as he leaves a little bloody trail behind him with his head.
Piercy appears.
Okay. Piercing Palik.
Yeah, I'm rushing.
I guess we're going.
I'm rushing that out or the closest door.
Okay.
Bali is next in line.
You are all there.
With a 47.
47 is a critical hit.
Uh, 102 damage.
Wow. 2 are right on top of you. 2 more are 15 feet away. Tell me how you kill 3 of them.
Oh my goodness. She goes and just slices one across the gut, just spilling his intestines out. The third one, rapier through the neck, and then the third one she'll that's still that's like has a hold of the
15
Zanner.
feet away.
Oh, it's 15 feet away.
Yeah.
But there's only 2 movements, so she has a she'll tumble through and trip him, and the orc will be on its back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Still alive.
still alive.
All right.
And that's all. That's unless you're giving me more than 3
No,
actions.
Piercy, I believe, was
Yeah.
next. There's one on the ground prone next to Palik. There's another one holding on to Zanner. There-
Piercy will go up to the one holding Zanner.
All right. It drops
engage.
Zanner to defend itself. Make an attack roll.
Oh, God. It's a miss.
You're gonna be
It's a
fine.
20 or 31.
31 is a critical hit.
Oh, my God. All right. Well,
These aren't up-leveled orcs; they're just orcs.
Certainly are. Found the,
You found the
orc
newbie
spawn
zone.
point. Yeah.
They're gray level enemies. No XP.
You're gonna love this game. We're gonna level up.
34.
34. You have decimated him.
Jesus.
Right.
We found the newbie starting area.
And there was one more.
Just take out that one that's at the ground.
Yeah.
I don't think you need it.
No.
Just
You kill him.
Yep.
give some
Yeah.
description.
Please describe it briefly, though.
After Piercy takes care of the one that was holding Zanner, he walks over to the other one and kicks it a couple times, and then does a little head heel crush on the noggin.
All right. Crunches like some egg.
Palik will immediately drop down to Zanner. Hey! You alright? Wakey wakey!
Xander, you are conscious and suffering from an NFL level concussion right now.
You're gonna get a
Shake
You're gonna get a wet kiss on your forehead.
Oh.
From the bloody orc she sprayed all over herself.
They're definitely here. I was trying to talk with somebody and I don't remember what happened, and they guys just got here.
Yeah, we took care of them.
What'd you find out?
Their orcs are stupid easy to kill.
Zanner then looks around and Oh! Okay. I still don't know where we are, but now there's a lot of dead orcs around us. Thanks for all showing up, being
Mhm.
here.
I didn't know if the others were gonna come. I was a little scared at first, but they fell easy. So, what do we see around us? We're just in the middle of.
Yeah, what you see around you is you are upon a huge plateau near the edge of it. It is several miles wide, so you can't even see the far end. But you're on this plateau that's about 150 feet tall. You think maybe a couple hundred yards you would reach the end. It is barren, it is dry. There are occasional rocks and shrubs here or there. Standing out as the highest structure in the land is a 4.5 foot tall thin obelisk. That is the nexus point you just arrived via. And getting back, Zanner has a key. Who else has a
We
key?
all have keys.
We
You
all have
all
keys
do.
now.
Even Bali. Okay, just making sure.
Although, it was a close thing.
It was.
That's right.
Sildren, which way is east?
And Sildren will point east.
East is off the edge of the plateau to the east.
Palik. Once she feels Zanner is all right, is gonna start walking that way to the edge.
All right. The group heads east once Zanner is back conscious, and Bali, you were able to heal him back up to full.
Right.
Zanner, you are -1 to any spell attack rolls only until the next 24 hours.
Okay.
You make your way east. It doesn't take long before you reach this cliff, and it drops, and then it drops 150 feet, and then again it's just flat as the eye can see. Way off to the east, you can see some larger shrubs. There's occasionally some animals racing by, some big four-haunched, like a cross between like a lion and a warthog, bit of a mane, but also very leathery, and they're racing around in a pack of 5, and they race off in the distance. You can also see, make perception roll, Palik.
38.
With a 38, you can see there is some smoke coming off to the east beyond a small rise of shrubs. And you can also see there is a road that's going roughly north-south. And by road, I mean just rough cut dirt track.
We should consider. I don't know about anybody else, but after the fight in the temple, I'm not. We're all
Yeah, we need
somewhat.
to go back and get the kitty too, but
Yeah.
at least this gives us a point of reference.
Perhaps
kitty?
we can.
Master Yar?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Perhaps we can reconnoiter to the smoke over there by the shrubs, but I think beyond that we
should
We
probably
return back.
take care of some bodies too.
yes,
After seeing what they have on them, of course.
of course. So multiple of us are sneaky. I guess whoever's sneaky, come with us, and we're gonna see what the smoke by the shrubs is
All
stealthily.
5 of you go in unison
Yes.
and look at each other.
So that
Maybe
would
we all take 4
be, I
steps and just,
believe,
like-
Palik, Piercy, and I would be relatively sneaky.
Yep.
I can be
Are
sneaky.
you,
so can
are you
I.
sneaky, Piercy?
Moderately sneaky.
Don't
Okay,
look at my
so, so Palik and I are going to travel and see what's ahead here.
Just Sildren and Palik head off.
You
up-
said moderately. It's not sneaky enough, in my opinion.
What are your stealth skills?
I'm an expert, and I'm plus 24.
Plus 24,
I'm a
okay.
master and plus 27.
All right.
No.
This is nigh impossible place to sneak anywhere for a mile or so before you can get to those heavy shrubs. Yet somehow, by the time they get down through a somewhat slanted area on this cliff and reach the bottom, you guys cannot see them. You guys almost got criticals. I rolled for you an 18 and a 19 with your rolls at this level. they somehow blend in to these small shrubs and small
It's
things.
that elven bat cloak.
It's crazy.
He turns it around. Form of.
You guys make your way, and it takes some doing. You walk far. You look back after a mile and can see the rise of the cliff and the plateau. You are now in some more denser, harsh shrubs, almost like slightly sparse green cauliflower in texture, large. And you duck and you slowly make your way there. You find, after getting just out of sight of the cliff, but you know where it's at, within these shrubs, you close in on the smoke and find a small village of 3 huts of orcish design with crude, wide dome-ish like huts, but crude hides that are all sewn together. Some of it not all animal in hide color, and can see 3 orcs only currently outside, roasting something on a spit.
How's your orcish these days?
Nah, I don't.
Well, we're dumb.
Yeah, I do not speak Orcish.
But at least we know where this village is.
Yeah.
And hopefully.
And this may not be a point of interest. Is there like looking for signs of Scourgeonar? There's nothing that would point us.
Make perception rolls.
I'm gonna use a hero point because I rolled a 3.
39.
39 is good.
33? No, I'm sorry, 43.
43?
43.
With a 43, you can make out to the north, barely in sight, a patrol of a dozen orcs riding those same beasts I mentioned earlier, but they are not heading here. They're heading parallel and heading off in the distance. So there's some sort of system
Organized,
of protecting
yeah.
the area. Yeah.
Okay.
These are probably it. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Yeah. Let's head back and we'll.
Hopefully they buried those bodies.
They haven't. They're just sitting there.
You
Oh, I
turn
don't
around.
see them.
They're right there.
I told you we were sneaky.
Then we head back.
All right, you head back. What are you guys doing back as they are approaching?
Zanner's been working with the rocks and the dirt and trying to see what he can do to kind of like bury without touching. Just try to like kind of shift the ground and like shake it so they just like fall into a sieve like sand.
Oh, interesting.
Someone's been
Over top.
watching Dune. All right.
It's a sand compactor. It's supposed to do that. But without like getting a giant wall and just like dropping it on them of stone.
It looks like a tombstone, but then splat.
It's like, I got it.
Yes, you are able to slowly and with too much glee shift bodies slowly into the earth.
Bali is attempting a Palik level searching of the bodies for information. Maybe they have writings or
All right.
whatnot. This is before they descend into the sieve.
2 things. One, you notice that they were dragging Zanner in a west by northwest direction.
Okay.
And roll 5d10.
Got 'em?
I'll just do these 2. 3, 12,
5d10.
and 14.
Off of the bodies, you have scoured a total of 14 copper coins.
Bali gives them a little bite just to make sure that they're quality copper coins.
Someone needs to do the math. Compare that to how much money you spent last session in Myers Emporium, then multiply that times 100 to figure out how much copper that would. No, by 1,000.
Yes.
Holy cow!
Be a lot. 6 figures.
Piercy's kind of looking around the room, just trying to see if there's anything significant
No.
there.
Say it again.
Piercy's looking around the room, just trying to figure out if there's anything significant.
The room.
Where we entered into.
You're on a
You're on a
arid
side of a
plain.
cliff.
Oh, okay. In that case,
He's going to wonder where the hell he is.
In that case, he does that thing like on The Princess Bride where Prince Pumpernickel,
Humperdinck?
whatever,
Humperdinck.
Humperdinck was like shuffling back and forth following the steps of the duel that happened
Okay.
at the top of the cliffs of insanity.
All right.
And I think, Zanner, they were gonna take you this way.
Why?
That I do not know, but maybe we go that way.
Isn't that the way we went?
He's pointing west
opposite
by
direction.
northwest, almost the opposite direction.
Yeah, we could probably sneak and find it on our own. That would be fine, right?
Right, what could go wrong? We just go this way.
All right.
I like it.
What's your stealth, Zanner?
22.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm trained in it.
Piercy?
23.
Nice. And Bali?
Master of stealth, untrained at 20.
All right, you guys head off west. Sildren and Palik, while they are gone and getting into who knows what kind of trouble, you return and find them not there. Clearly, they have returned to the Nexus. And there is
I
the
have
bodies, by the way, have been completely buried, except there's one that's only partially buried with its hand sticking out with the middle finger. Just kidding.
I have a weird feat, since we don't know where they are,
Okay.
called Reconstruct the Scene.
All right.
So it's basically exactly what Piercy was describing. And I will go and dance around, and
But you actually do it. Like
it
he's
takes
just telling
me,
the story.
yeah, 1 minute to
You saw it on TV. You actually know how to do it.
survey a small location to gain indistinct impression of events occurring there in the last day and pick out small details which could be clues.
Okay, you are able to pick out exactly where they were at, who did what. You have an exact idea of the moment we just described.
And then Soldier's like, yeah, I know exactly where they.
Oh, that's Bali's Think it.
You can see
Yeah,
Bali
they're
walking.
150 feet away. They're about a minute's worth of
I
travel
don't
away.
like sand.
I wanted to use that feat.
They've
real
been
bad.
waving for the last 30 seconds.
This took me a minute.
You're the only one. Everyone else is 1 minute away as a group of 4.
They went that way.
Bali's over his shoulder. Yes, that's what I did. Yes. I will give you +4 bonuses to that if it's actually half a second behind in time, because that would be awesome. All right, you guys head off west, but leading the charge are the 3 bold, stealthy heroes of Zanner/Zandler, Piercy, and Bali. You head out west, and you travel and you travel. It's been 30 minutes. You see no change to the environment. You are still on this raised plateau that is massive. How far do you want to go? How long do you want to go? Until Navarre?
This is pretty.
Maybe.
That's a weird. Just leave the
This
numlock
is
on.
the way that the orcs were gonna take a Zanner.
Yeah, but they could have just been like taking them over there to.
You're not
That
there.
should-
You're not there yet.
Jesus, you scared me.
You're imagining what you're gonna say when you catch up.
Goddamn bastards! I told you we were.
But this is where the tracks led. Straight this way.
We could keep going until we get to the end of it, but I don't see the end.
There's no like trail or path or anything.
Make a survival roll.
Children, where the hell are they going?
31.
I don't know. I don't understand.
30.
Oh! And we start to veer.
I don't know why they're I don't get it.
There has to be something they were walking to.
Yeah, but now we're doing that we split apart thing that I really don't like doing so well. So maybe we should start heading back and tell everyone what we didn't find. Or should we try to find something first and then tell them? Because the last time I just did that, I got knocked unconscious by 4 orcs.
Yeah, you would do others. You'll be fine. And besides, what could go wrong? We could see everything around us.
Well,
We'll see whatever's coming towards us miles away.
How come they haven't seen us back here yet?
Who said that?
Yeah. Who said they haven't?
Yeah, Sildren and I'm assuming Palik will start heading towards where our fantastic trio has wandered off to.
No, and the reason why I never quite described it, the diameter of the world of Ren is extraordinarily small. So the curvature of the Earth is how they're being concealed.
Pretty much after the Thousand Isles, you get
You come
right
right back
yeah.
around.
It's pretty hard to do that when the Earth's flat. Ren's flat.
All right, then the initial scouting group of 3 continues west. Did I hear that correctly?
Correct.
And how far are you going was my question. Another 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 days, 3 months?
Another 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
All right.
I would go for a full hour. We could do an hour.
Okay. I need to get my steps in.
All right, you travel for a full hour, and you might notice something at the end of that time. Make perception rolls, the 3 of you.
It's gonna be us.
Oh, that was a 9. I'm gonna use a hero point for that one.
28.
Ooh, I don't want to use that. That's a natural 1. I fully see stuff straight ahead.
Oh, that's so much. better.
Dehydration set in.
Yeah.
Like fever dreams.
36.
With a 36, Zanner, you see by the time it's about ready to head back, you can see far off to the west several small rising trails of smoke barely on the horizon.
Okay. There is a couple of towers of smoke up there. I think there's fires.
I think I see something over here too.
What do you see?
Some buildings, I think.
He's pointing at your 2 friends coming up from behind.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we've been following you for like an hour.
Children. What's the matter? You don't look happy. Look what we found.
What'd you find?
I think there's smoke
And I'm
over
gonna
there.
pull my spyglass out.
Okay?
Oh, I gotta get one of those.
It's like 5 gold, though.
Yeah, it's like,
really broke.
You take your spyglass. You
Yeah.
can see off in the distance a large orc town. Make a perception roll.
oh man. I'm gonna use a hero. I rolled a 3. That's not great. That's way better. 43.
Whoa, we got some
That's
rolling a
better.
lots in the 43s, I think. With your spyglass, you see a large orc town. You believe there are something in the quantity of 40 to 50 orcs you can spot by a rough guess. And you can see on there also a small obelisk within the town that you then think about from that range is actually tower size. And we will stop there
Yeah.
for tonight.
What?
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We're excited. Hopefully, this will give us a chance to get to Yaru to be the 3rd person pissed off to join up with the rest of the group in the dust. We'll see. And we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.